Welcome back for the final time here on Inside Tiger Football, brought to you by Rib Crib. Looking ahead now, we get a chance to do what we're really most excited about. Norman North, they're up next. That's the new task, and it's at home. Chance to take a deep breath, but it's a short week. As you mentioned before the break earlier, what does that short week look like for you? You're a man of routine, without a doubt. And I know because you're a man of routine, this Thursday game has already been taken care of long beforehand as far as how that routine's going to look. And talk about dealing with that.
Yeah, we go all the way back to the parent meetings and the opening team meetings that, hey, on these Thursday game weeks, this is the schedule. And then trying to remind everybody last week, a week in advance, parents and the players of, hey, don't forget that we're going to have you say take a deep breath. It was probably a quick gasp.
Yeah.
And we got to turn the page and go. So really everything that we do in a normal week, we bumped it a day. So instead of doing a Monday practice on Monday, we did a Monday practice on Sunday afternoon. And then you just shift everything back a day. So that's really the essence of it is just sticking with the routine. Add in the fact that we've got fall break and kids out of school, another nuance there of jacking with my routine that I don't like, but
right, yeah.
It is what it is. And, we're used to, at this point, we're used to having some games where we don't have school that morning. So hopefully that part's even becoming a little bit more routine.
What's very evident, of course, with your program is you want to focus on what you guys are doing internally. At the end of the day, not as important about the opponent. We'll get to that, of course, as the game moves along. But really in your work week, focusing on addressing your players at the end of the day, is it immediately, hey, let's look at last week and what we need to do to improve, and then, hey, here's what we're finding and seeing about Norman North, or is it the other way around?
No, you're on it 100%. You cannot move on. I don't believe you can move on to your attack plan or your game plan for the next opponent until you have spent time correcting things that have to be corrected. And you're on it. It's about us more than it is about the opponent. So we're going to make all our corrections before we move on to the next opponent. But then certainly we're going to get dialed in. This week it was Sunday. So, all right, it's Sunday. Here we go. Blending in those things that have to be corrected. Here's how they have to be corrected and executed against Norman North. So then we get into the specifics of them for sure. But to your question, it's corrections first.
Yeah, looking at a perspective of a fan. Of course, they have the luxury of being able to look ahead. They don't have to do the prep, just making sure they get their ticket or they're available to watch on ArrowVision at the end of the day. But looking at Norman North, from a coach's perspective, what can the fan expect alongside you as they get ready with us around 6:30 for that 7 o'clock start?
Anybody that watched them last year should be familiar with their quarterback. He is elite. He's as much of a problem with his legs in a different way, but just as capable of getting it into the end zone from any spot on the field with his legs as that running back from last week was. So he's a special player. They have a couple of receivers that pose a problem as well, especially with his ability to run. Defensively, again, seems like every week we've got another elite box that we're going to be facing. They've got a number 0 defensive lineman that might be one of the best ones that we've seen all year and might see all year. He is very disruptive, very big and physical, so he'll be a handful. Their linebacker core is very strong, and then their DBs are fast, and then they take a lot of pride in Norman North and special teams. I think most people do, but it is something they say out loud, and it's evident on film that they do some unique things that, if you're not ready, can catch you off guard.
Especially with a relatively new coaching staff in some areas for you this year. You're at the point in the season where it's all routine now. Everybody's really comfortable. Kind of take us through a little bit of a work week for you guys in getting ready for a new opponent, say like Norman North. It's not you doing all of the work in the sense of the pre-prep. Talk about maybe some of your staff that's already looking at Norman North as the week moves along, and who's transferring off that information for you, and just how do you like that dynamic to work as you put trust in, of course, your staff to help you do your best job?
Yeah, the most of the staff, I would say less myself, not myself at all, and less my coordinators, but a lot of the assistants are always breaking down some film a week in advance of the next opponent. Not necessarily starting to study and evaluate, but all the data that has to get entered, all the cut-ups that have to be made, and how we want it grouped so that when we are studying
It
that
could be
stuff
an
is ready to
efficient
go.
study, right?
Yep. So we're not spending all Saturday morning getting all that done. It's straight into corrections, review, and then that film is ready to start evaluating. A typical Saturday, not a Thursday night game.
Right.
So a normal week is Saturday. We'll start with an early morning staff meeting, and I want to report. Everybody's supposed to have their film graded by position. We'll pick out our players of the game. Then those guys will go watch film after that staff meeting with their players to address those corrections. Players are already up there getting a lift, getting treatment, so then we catch them and watch a little bit of film with them. And then we get together as an offensive and defensive staff, and we start watching our opponent together. And then we've got our process of how we start the game plan process after that. And then Sunday, come in and trim it and finalize it and actually formulate an actual game plan that's concise. It's Saturday on the game planning part. It's a little bit more broad in ideas. And then it really gets honed in on Sunday before we present it to the kids, usually by Zoom Sunday evening, so that they know what to do when they show up on Monday.
I think this is the first time here before we close out that this team and everybody feels there's something like a roll happening here. The team's on a roll. How much fun are you having with this and just the opportunity to take on Norman North and to keep that team on a roll that really has a chance to make a big strike right now in the district?
Yeah, I have fun every day. This is an unbelievable staff, an unbelievable group of players that I love getting up to come work with. I don't think of anything in terms of a role. I think when you get caught up in that, you lose that 1-0.
Right.
I know we say it all the time, but it is so critical. And so this is the only week we're thinking about. We're not thinking about at this point how many games we've won, how many we need to win. We're thinking about going 1-0, and whatever it takes to go 1-0 is all we're thinking about.
Certainly so. That, of course, will wrap up the show with us. Going to be an exciting one. Make sure you tune in on ArrowVision for that one. If you can't be here in person, make sure you're here in person, of course. It's a home game against Norman North. Hey, Coach Josh Blankenship, we want to thank you for coming on to the show, as always. This has been an edition of Inside Tiger Football, brought to you by Rib Crib.
Great job to our future BA cheerleaders. Tiger fans, it's now time to meet your class of 2025 Special Olympics senior athletes. The Broken Arrow Special Olympics team is coached by Christina Gould and Jen Montgomery. The team serves students across districts from pre-K through the age of 22. Our first senior is Tristan Marabelia. He is escorted by his parents and has participated in Special Olympics for 3 years. He competed in track and field and was a member of the OSSAA State Unified Esports Championship team. After high school, Tristan will find a job and work. His favorite memory of high school is the Summer Special Olympics Games and playing esports with friends. Next is Joseph Long. Joseph is escorted by his family and has participated in Special Olympics for 2 years, participating in Unified Volleyball, Unified Cornhole, Unified Bocce Ball, Unified Esports, Art, and Swim. Joseph's favorite memory of high school is going to the school dances. After high school, he hopes to work in retail. Up next is Roland Schleiss. Roland is escorted by his parents and has been competing in cornhole, softball skills, art, and track and field with Special Olympics for 4 years. Roland's favorite thing about high school is making amazing friends. After high school, he hopes to live his best life. Next is Jeremiah Seymour. Jeremiah is escorted by his mother, Tanisha. Jeremiah has been participating in Special Olympics for 7 years. His sports are Unified Cornhole, Unified Bocce, softball skills, art, track and field, and golf. His favorite memories from high school are attending the junior prom by himself and playing basketball at halftime of his sister's games. After high school, Jeremiah hopes to continue at BA in the transition program and travel a lot. Now meet Kyle Marshall. Kyle is escorted by his parents and has competed in Special Olympics for 5 years. Kyle was the homecoming representative for the team this year. He is also a member of the Unified Cheer Team, Unified Cornhole, Unified Bocce, Music Dance, Art, Track, and Unified Soccer. His all-time favorite memory from high school was competing in Mr. BA for the last 2 years. After high school, Kyle hopes to volunteer in the community and keep on dancing. Next is Cree Yount. Cree is escorted by her parents and her brother. Cree has participated in Special Olympics for 6 years, participating in Unified Volleyball, Unified Soccer, Unified Bocce, Unified Cheer, Swim, and Track and Field. Cree was the homecoming representative for Special Olympics this year, and favorite memory of high school is seeing all her friends at the Special Olympics. After high school, Cree has a dream of working here at Broken Arrow High School and attending Special Olympics World Summer Games one day. Up next is Emma Wolf. Emma is escorted by her parents and has participated in Special Olympics for 10 years. She competes in Unified Soccer, Unified Volleyball, Unified Cheer, Unified Cornhole, Unified Bocce, and Unified Basketball. Her favorite memories from high school are playing 3v3 basketball, summer state games where we tied and went into a shootout, and we won. After high school, Emma hopes to find employment through a job search and attend Transition Academy part-time while continuing to play sports with Special Olympics. Up next is Alex Balzo. Alex is escorted by her parents and sisters. She has competed in Special Olympics for 10 years and competes in Unified Soccer, Unified Volleyball, Unified Cheer, Unified Bocce, and Swimming and Unified Basketball. Alex's favorite memory of high school is playing all her favorite sports with all her favorite people. After high school, she hopes to still compete in the Special Olympics. Tiger fans, let's congratulate our class of 2025 Special Olympics senior athletes. Go BA! Entering the field for their pre-game performance is the Pride of Broken Arrow. The directors of the Pride are Kelly Pence, Adam Winkin, Kyle Smith, Kyle Hamrick, Stephanie Cottrell, and Scott Tomlinson. The Pride is led on the field by drum majors Jackson Buzzard, Rayshawn Howard, Sheena Madison, and Katie McDowell. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we invite you to stand and remove your caps, and then all military men and women, active or veterans, render a salute to the flag of the United States of America as we honor those men and women who protect our freedoms both home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem. The colors are being presented tonight by Broken Arrow High School Air Force ROTC under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Walter Gagaeski. Commanding the color guard and carrying the American flag is Commander Gerardo Sanchez Benavides. Carrying the Oklahoma flag is Hayden Adams. The guards are Cadets Jacob Keys and Ethan Carey. Signing our national anthem are students from the American Sign Language class at Broken Arrow High School with instructors Alicia Rupp and Khalees Cox. Now let our voices rise together as one nation under one flag and honor America by joining with the pride of Broken Arrow and sing our national anthem conducted tonight by Director of Bands for Broken Arrow High School, Mr. Scott Tomlinson. Please remain standing until the colors are retired. Thank you.
Welcome into this edition of Broken Arrow Football, brought to you by ArrowVision. Certainly an evening of festivities as the temperature finally drops a little bit to make it feel like it's the depth of football season. Once again, we thank you for joining us. Myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Maurice Wallace, and down on the sideline later on in our broadcast, Madison Dildine. Well, here it is. I think the one you circle on the map that is maybe the biggest barometer test for your season, and I think if you look at it on paper, it is deceptive. An 0-6 Timberwolves team in the likes of Norman North, but they don't have 0-6 film. It's going to be a difficult task to jump on this team early, and that's the task for this Broken Arrow football team that returns back home for a very important team for their identity.
Yeah, Norman North is talented. What I see right now on film from them, Luke, they're big up front. They're physical on defense. They have the athletes. They're a lot better than Santa Fe was last week as far as skill players. And they have a quarterback and a senior that's used to doing what he does. So I expect to see a tough fight from them tonight. And I expect to see their quarterback to try to put us in situations where our backs against the wall.
The calling card for Norman North is to make plays with their feet. They can do that at the quarterback position. They can do that, of course, in the backfield in the run game. Owen Eshelman, he is the guy to circle and look at today at the quarterback position. A legit threat to not only play well at the high school level, but beyond at the collegiate level. He'll get some looks without a doubt. Eshelman can move his feet. What is the idea for a defense when you have a mobile quarterback? There seems to be one formula, but it's whether or not you can kind of disrupt the mindset of that quarterback.
I would. The way that we're going to attack him tonight is keep him in the pocket. Do our best to keep him in the pocket. Control our rush lanes tonight. Obviously play well on the back end, but we have to tackle well. Just like we said on the preview show, it's all on Gabe, Gunnar Wilson, Gabe Manning, John Brohl, and our guy Luke. Cole Lamont. My bad on that. So, but keep him controlled in the pocket. Do what we have to do in the defensive backfield to keep their receivers in front of us. We just can't let them get explosive. I don't think they're well in the run game, but they'll have a lot of 5-man protection, 6-man protections whenever they feel the blitz is coming along. But I think if we can send 6 or 7 at them all the time, then we should be successful tonight.
In order to add to that with a little bit of spice, we'll take you to the location that we went this week. Of course, this week's edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz, where, of course, yourself, Maurice, broke down a few other keys against this Norman North team this week. We'll head to our segment with the Big Biscuit Blitz.
Hey Tiger fans, I'm Madison Dildine with ArrowVision, and we're standing outside of the Big Biscuit Broken Arrow located at Lynn Lane and the Broken Arrow Expressway to bring you this week's edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz, where the ArrowVision crew breaks down tonight's game in 60 seconds. Let's check it out.
Hey Tiger fans, welcome back for this week's edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz, where we break down this week's matchup. Norman North, it's a short week. What are some keys in a short week to get the win?
Well, Luke, put together a complete game. Offensively, special teams, and defensively. Put it all together. What we need to do defensively, continue to have John Brohl, Gunnar Wilson, Cole Lamont, Gabe Manning, continue to put pressure on them and their 5-man protection on offense. And offensively for us, what we need to do is run behind our bigs. Octavian, Cowboy, do what they do best. Let Jeremiah do what he does best. Get it out to Zane Matthews and Tayshawn Jones-Wade, and we should be successful on this Thursday night.
It's going to be another exciting district game. It's Norman North this week. Make sure you tune in on ArrowVision. Let's dig into some great dishes here again at the Big Biscuit.
Hey, make the salad, baby. Do what it do, baby.
Always a good time at the Big Biscuit each and every week. It's nice to not have to worry about packing a lunch each day on a Wednesday for sure, as we get fed well by them. Certainly a big shout out and a thanks to our sponsor at the Big Biscuit. Also, of course, we want to thank those in the Norman market for joining our broadcast here this evening. Of course, we recognize we get to have you all tune in to this Broken Arrow broadcast. Big shout out to, of course, Josh, the broadcaster with Norman North as well. As, of course, that market is a hungry football market, being right next door to the pro team in the state, you could say, in the Oklahoma Sooners for sure. They're about to enter the scene, stage right, the Broken Arrow Tigers, Norman North, the Timberwolves, off to our left, that being out of the shot for you here tonight. And I love this matchup. It's almost like a little bit of deja vu, right? Edmond Santa Fe, the Wolves, well, black and green, and you've got the Timberwolves this week, white and green.
White and green.
Very, very similar, but also similar on tape in the sense that they're an incredibly physical team up front. They give you issues in the box in particular, and that's what this district is stapled by, is their ability to have a dominant front seven to give running backs a hard time here in 6A.
Oh, and that's, I mean, defense wins championships, and in this part of the state right here, 6A1 football, the defense is superior out here. So I expect, like I said, I expect them to give us fits a little bit on the defensive side of the football. Offensively, if we just do what we do best and just run the football with them and get Jeremiah outside the pocket, we should be successful on offense.
We're close to coin toss here, and as well, the teams taking the field. I look at a matchup tonight in particular against Norman North, and I think you're looking down the stretch as a player and even as a coach, and you're running out of time. You're running out of time to find your identity. Do you feel like this Broken Arrow team has found their identity in full yet this year, or do you think that maybe a game like this, we're truly going to see them?
I think this is the game that you put it all together, like we said in the preview show. I mean, you got offense and defense. There's times where the offense has shined. There's times where the defense has shined. The defense has shined. The last 6 quarters only giving up 17 points. But to me tonight, I think the special teams have to play a big part tonight. I expect to see some pressure on punting. If Norman North has to punt tonight, I expect to see some pressure on their punter. So let's look for a block punt either up the middle or out to the side with either Hudson Lott or one of those guys, or Deshaun Jordan. But it has to be a complete team effort tonight, offense, defense, and special teams. And that way we can roll into next week doing what we have to do and putting ourselves in position to get a first-round bye.
We chatted about Timberwolves quarterback Owen Eshelman prior to the break as well.
Yes.
He's a mobile quarterback. In fact, he likes to move his feet.
Yes.
On the other side of the coin, Jeremiah Satemba has come into his own a little bit and getting more comfortable in that regard. Do you feel like that's somebody that has really maxed out his ability to move his feet? Or like you mentioned off air, is this maybe the start of what could be an exponential growth in a guy like Satemba moving his feet when he needs to out of the pocket and not just throwing on the run, but this guy can pick up yards well?
Oh, he can pick up yards, and he's going to have his first and second read, and he gets out the pocket. I mean, that's what he has to do. He has to see what he has to see and get out the pocket and put pressure on defenses. You don't want a defense to be one-dimensional versus defense that we see out here. But this will be his 7th career start at the varsity level, and he's maturing week in and week out. He's always been that leader, but now he's maturing week in and week out as far as leading this team down the field.
You see the representation in black and gold as well as green and white at center field for our opening coin toss of the evening. As we mentioned, a lot cooler weather here this evening, and we will send it down to Madison for the coin toss.
Step in, shake hands with one another. Okay. Boy, they've got that all messed up. Okay, guys, we've already had the toss with your coaches, so we know what's going to happen. The only thing I have to say to you is we're looking for a well-played game, but played hard with sportsmanship. This game can be played tough as nails and still be played just as clean as it can be, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, Black, you won the toss. Let me tell everybody you defer. Black won and deferred.
Broken Arrow has won the toss and deferred to the second half. Norman North will receive, defending the north end zone.
So there it is, opportunity to get the game started the way that both of these teams want. The main event is here, and we send it to it now. One last look at tonight's matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. We are live at Tiger Field in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And now, 4 quarters of Broken Arrow Tiger football. It's time!
This the kind of beat to go rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta. This the kind of beat to go rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta. DJ.
Tiger fans, it's time for your starting lineup, brought to you by First National Bank of Broken Arrow. And now for your defensive starters. At defensive tackle, number 56, Gabriel Manning. At nose guard, number 44, Gunnar Wilson. At defensive tackle, number 85, John Brohl. At linebacker, number 36, Nathan Martin. At linebacker, number 12, Cole Lamont. At linebacker, number 7, Dagan McCluskey. At nickel, number 6, Hudson Lott. At free safety, number 14, Colby Crosby. At strong safety, number 19, Tayshawn Jones-Wade. At cornerback, number 22, Nick Miles. At cornerback, number 20, Don Fryer.
put your hands up, I. Party people, put your hands up, I. Hands up, I. The cannabis, beat to go rat-tat-tat-tat.
On offense, at left tackle, number 55, Caden Moody. At left guard, number 53, Carter Archer. At center, number 65, Tristan Silva. At right guard, number 77, Ricardo Fernandez. At right tackle, number 71, Jared Brashears. At tight end, number 82, Ezekiel Wilson. At wide receiver, number 19, Tayshawn Jones-Wade. At wide receiver, number 13, Keaton Johnson. At wide receiver, number 18, Zane Matthews. At running back, number 0, Octavian Roberson. And at quarterback, number 1, Jeremiah Satimba. At kicker, number 42, Nick Irvine.
It's Missy E and DJ Skrillex. Yeah, this shit so hot, you with it. Yeah.
Welcome into this edition of Broken Arrow Football, brought to you by ArrowVision. Of course, a full moon on the horizon, and so metaphorically the kickoff as we get set for a beautiful evening of Tiger football. We want to thank you for joining us here this evening. Myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Maurice Wallace, and down on the sideline, Madison Dildine. Introduced later on here as we get rolling. On top of things is our kickoff unit that we get to see here tonight. A chance to get a look at Norman North special teams against Broken Arrow, who will kick off to start this ball game this evening. An 0-6 desperate Timberwolves team, who is certainly a team that has shown on film is a surprise to be 0-6. A much better program than that record shows. That goes all the way back to, of course, looking at their records prior. It was a team that before was 8-4 and 6-1 in districts. So this year, very uncharacteristic for sure.
And maybe it is the schedule they play, but if you look at their record, I mean, obviously it says 0-6, but the games they played tough teams, and they played teams within 3 to 7 points. I know last week against Union, the score may not indicate what the game actually was, but obviously you watch film, Luke, just like we do, and that game was a lot tougher than what the score said.
8-4 and 6-1 in district 2 years ago. Last year, they were 9-3 and 5-2 in district. A history of success here, nearing what is now half a decade with some other records thrown in there. Best place to be, though, right now is right now for Norman North. They have a chance to right some wrongs and to make a big push towards the stretch of their schedule. Nick Irvine will get set to send it away this evening in front of this lovely crowd. Beautiful night for football is about to become reality. I want to thank those, of course, in the Norman market as well for tuning into this broadcast through ArrowVision. Hope you enjoy it here tonight as we are underway. Timberwolves want to bring this one out, and they'll do so all the way up near the 30-yard line. This is going to be just shy of the 30 right there as we see marked down. While looking at the field position early on, don't think it's too big of an issue either way. I think it really, a lot of times you get hemmed in your own end, 15, 10-yard line, or whether you're up near the 40. You got to execute those first 10, 15 scripted plays anyways the way that you'd like, so you just get to business.
You got to get to business, and right now, I mean, as we see it on film, they're coming out, spread out, trips to the bottom of the field, wide receiver at the top. Looks like we're going to bring about 4 so far.
So as mentioned, marked near the 25-yard line on this opening drive. Quick hitch route is caught and brought on up for a decent game on first down. Wanting to move quickly, that's Carter Hammer, the wide receiver, 5'7", 150-pound wide receiver, making the catch.
And they're going to run tempo. They're similar to us when it comes to big to play out of the gate. So they're going to run tempo, spread you out as we're in 4 wide right now, doubles on each side. If he doesn't like what he sees, he's going to get his next call from his head coach or offensive coordinator on the sideline.
Owen Eshelman, he's the quarterback, 6'3", 185 pounds, does a great job of finding the lanes that he needs to throw through, especially in tight traffic. Has a very unique release on his ball. He's not like Clayton Kershaw. He's not over the top completely, right? He's got really kind of a push three-quarter motion that he, well, kind of does so in an awkward way, but it's awkward on purpose because it works. He can throw on the run. He can, well, throw in the pocket. He can do everything he needs to do with the way he's able to get a good release on the ball. And 3rd and 1, we'll see if he moves his legs, as we mentioned in the pregame, a guy that can do it on the ground as well.
Exactly, and he's kind of like Phillip Rivers with his unorthodox throw.
Handoff up the middle instead. First down, no problem, easy. Norman North is storming on up. That is Byron Mason on the run. He's a 5'10", 175-pound sophomore. This is the guy that you're building your future around in the second, or rather in the backfield. And that secondary for Broken Arrow is going to have to find a way to contain him.
And that's exactly what's going to have to happen. And the way I look at it is also he can be the one that hurts you. I mean, obviously we run that 3-man front, and if they block you well with their protection up front, Luke, I mean, it could be a big day for him.
So already in plus territory, it's Eshelman in the shotgun, empty set. 3 near the slot, 1 in motion, that being Mason. He's back in the backfield again. He'll take the handoff, reverse it back the other way. Stepping on up, in motion, ball's
out.
loose. Broken Arrow's got the football.
Good hit.
Absolute dominance, putting the hat on the football.
Hey, that's Hudson Lott right there. Once again, now he's making his second start, and that's the change that we made on defense. Hudson Lott, Coach Blankenship talked about him in Inside Tiger football this week, but also we talked about him last year making his first start. So big shout out to the Lott family. Hudson makes that big turnover. We got the ball right here ready to go.
Hudson Lott pops the ball loose, and Gunnar Wilson falls on it. There you have it. Turnover battle in the favor of the Tigers, and they've got the ball in plus territory.
I like the start right here by our Tigers.
Sitemba wants the ball quick, and he gives it off to Roberson. He's stuffed right at the line, and first down is a big response out of this defensive front. We talked about in pregame being one of the better defensive fronts you're going to see, especially from an 0-6 team. Like we said, on film, it's not an 0-6 team. It just happens to unfortunately be the Timberwolves' reality right now.
And I think that this is the strong point of their team right now is their defense. So we'll see how they can respond after that turnover.
Roberson using the B gap and then bouncing outside in space. Good vision out of the sophomore, who finds more and more of that peripheral vision as he gets more experience.
And you said it best. I mean, he has a vision. That's what he's always had ever since we had him back then in 8th and 9th grade. But the kid always has the vision. He's a great runner. He stays balanced, and he knows what he's doing. As we have, looks like we have Cowboy in right now at running back.
Caden Lawless, a.k.a. Cowboy, in the backfield with Sitemba. 2 down to the near side, as well as tight end. Motion here from Zane Matthews. Rotation and a handoff up the middle to Lawless. Easy goes it. And a lot of hard work to pick up that first 10 yards. They do so. In fact, 11 is picked up.
And that's what you want to do. You want to put a guy in a motion, get the defensive guy's eyes moving so you can get hot, run Cowboy right up the middle right there for the first down.
3 to the near side, 1 to the top. Sitemba's going to take off. QB design run. He'll follow his blocks up the middle. Sitemba protects the football and grabs near 5 yards.
And I like that. I love that play call right there. That's a great play call. I mean, you get Sitemba into the situation right here. Get him a little action up the middle with a quarterback design draw. Get him comfortable into the game.
Caden Lawless still in the backfield, one-on-one down low. Keep an eye on it. Sitemba hands it off up the middle. Lawless lowers his head and gets close, as there'll be about a 3rd and 3 situation upcoming.
Looks like they're going to stick with Cowboy. We're going tempo again.
Much tempo here in this ball game. High snap, but it's a handoff to Lawless. Might have been a late handoff, but the offensive line doing their job gets it done, and they get the push that they need. Another hard-working 10 yards out of this BA team, eating some clock, having some high tempo on top of that, and just chipping away enough to wear this defensive front out.
And the thing about it, Luke, is our strong point is running power and counter. And that's exactly what you want to do against a good defensive team like this. Just run the ball right at them. Broken Arrow football, run the ball right at this 3-man front.
Roberson, it's a pitch out wide and quickly closing in on the reverse play as this Norman North defense up front. Tremendous job in shutting down Deshaun Jordan.
They're pretty fast side to side, lateral. So, I mean, I know you want to try to get something going like that, but I think we should continue to try to run the football right at them.
Here's Satemba. He'll be in the shotgun with Roberson off to his left, offset. 2 up top, 1 down near side. Zeke Wilson, seemingly the tight end, just offset along the line. Satemba patiently takes a snap. He'll look to his left, shuffles his shoulders, rising towards the goal line, and one-on-one is no good.
That was good defense as we had a little stock and go by Zane right there. Little stock and go, try to go straight to the end zone on that, but that's great coverage by their secondary. One of the best out there, number 20. So we'll see if we can get some things going again. But, hey, great coverage as a defensive back coach. That's great coverage. I mean, he's in phase. He didn't bite on the stock and go. He just read it correctly, and he made the play.
Tremendous coverage and, of course, a gutsy move, but not gutsy with a guy like Satemba trying to link up with Zane Matthews-Boudreaux. Looking again to his left, over the middle of the field. Ball's popping all over the place, and it eventually hits the turf. Dangerous there as Norman North can't take advantage and try and tie up what was going to be the turnover battle. They do force a new unit out onto the field, though. The traditional offense off, and the punt unit seemingly on.
And as you know as well as I do, Luke, you never know if we're actually going to punt the football right here. So
we did plenty of copy and paste on a certain highlight clip this week, without a doubt, from Edmond Santa Fe. And there it is again. Satemba, he'll have to shuffle around and improvise. Satemba's got a ton of space. He'll chalk it on up down near the 20-yard line. He's not going to make it. As for a moment there, Satemba had all kinds of space and time to run on the fake punt, and he might have slowed down well too early. I don't think he realized he had that much edge to get to.
And the thing about it is they're so far right now, they're pretty quick to the sideline. But hey, it's like a punt anyway. You want to make the fake right there. Even though we didn't get the first down, it's still literally like a punt anyway. So ball's at about the 24-yard line. So we'll see what we can do on defense and see if we can get another turnover or 3 and out.
Our TTCU teacher of the game is in representation here now. Of course, always love to be able to see that here this evening. Miss Wilhelm, Caitlin Wilhelm, Broken Arrow High School. Tremendous science teacher here right down the street at the high school, and she is our TTCU teacher of the game. Caitlin Wilhelm. We'll send it down to Madison, who has more on what we've seen here in the opening couple of drives.
Yeah, guys, Coach Holly was saying, hey, nice job changing calls and being ready to go out there. Make sure you stay back and make it hard on them. Luke?
Certainly what we've seen from the first 2 drives, one aside here, is that, yes, you can bend, and if you're Norman North's offense, you can break pretty quickly, but that defense bailed them out. Great job of doing so in short space. It was similar to what we saw Broken Arrow have to deal with an opening drive fumble as well last week.
Yes.
That defense gave up 7 points, but it was a defense that bucked up right after that quickly. Norman North decided we're going to put a nip in it here now. Outside, trying to break away, and great pursuit.
Hey, I love it.
By this Broken Arrow defense up front. That was Mason James, who had nowhere to go.
And as we see the replay right here, try to run a little hippo action that we call in our offense. Pull the cameraman right there, but obviously we strung that out to the sideline, and I'm going to take it back to what Madison was talking about. I mean, Holly made a great point inside that gazebo-style tent right there. I mean, we got to continue to do what we do best, and that's making the right calls, and just fly around and just make plays. And I think that's what this defense is designed to do, is just to make plays.
Empty set here for Owen Eshelman. Throwing off to the left side. It's a catch over the middle, and it is nearly a first down. If not picking it up, they will. So getting all of it back, plus the first down.
So that's a unique quad set right there as they stack the 3 inside receivers right there. So what they're going to try to do is get one of those receivers to get them out and open in our Rocky-style offense or Rocky-style defense in the secondary as they go empty look on this one.
Empty look again for Eshelman. Film on Eshelman is if he doesn't check the secondary coverage quick enough, you can get to him by jumping some of his routes. Making the schemes difficult in the secondary can be a key for Eshelman, as he has had on occasion the tendency to go ahead and not check his options. He knows where he needs to go with his first target. If he's not peeking at what the secondary is doing, you can jump those routes, as he threw a pick-6 against Union last week, by just not being careful and looking at the deep coverage. Plays like that, he had his man, just threw it to the wrong shoulder.
And he tries to be cute with his no-look passes, but obviously Hudson Lott's right there to have a PBU. That's a pass breakup. So
one of those reasons why you talk about if you're making some fancy plays like that, sometimes you're not checking the secondary on whether or not they're jumping around.
Exactly. So and we'll throw different looks at them, as we got 3 high safety look right here.
He'll keep it. That's the speed Eshelman has that is dangerous on the ground, and not only staying up on his feet going out of bounds, but picks up the first.
And that's what he does best right there. And I think that's an added bonus to his game as being a senior. And I don't think he's seen what he's seen so far, being a senior. So I don't think this is something new to him. He's going to play his game, and right now he's playing the best of his game right now.
So back in at running back in the secondary, Mason James, 6 foot, 170-pound wide receiver, can also play back there in the backfield at the running back position. He'll get swung out wide here near side as it's trips now down low. Looking to his right is Eshelman, wide open over the middle, and it's picked off. Bobbling the football, but coming up with a catch right underneath his fingers. It looks to be 26 in black and gold tonight. We thought it might have been Don Fryer down low. It's not.
Ross.
It's Malik Ross who falls underneath this football, and he's got his first pick of the night.
And that's his first pick of his career right there, making the play right there at the outside linebacker. Great job by Malik, watching the quarterback's eyes, staying underneath that route and getting the pick.
Malik Ross makes it 2 for 2 with this defense on turnovers. So that interception, we talked about it, not checking what that cushion looked like, was the quarterback Owen Eshelman, and he makes the mistake over the middle, off to the right side, and BA is moving once again. And you get turnovers, you got to turn those into points.
Exactly.
Broken Arrow, they came up with none off the turnover last time. They're trying not to have a little bit of deja vu in that regard. It's going to be 3rd and 1 to go.
And right now we're +2 in the turnover category, and I like what we're seeing right now. But like you said, look, I mean, it's going to take time for the offense sometimes. I know the offensive staff like to see what the defense is giving them. So we'll see if we can get a big play right here on 3rd and 1.
Caden Lawless coming in, but checking right back out. It's Roberson once again. 3rd and 1. Might give it to your sophomore superstar. Instead, Satemba's going to step up. He wants to throw. Might have Roberson down the sideline, and he drops the football at the last moment. Popped right through his hands and off of his knee. And now being 4th and 1, what's the decision to make?
It's 2-down territory, and that's why you take that shot right there, because you automatically know it's 2-down territory. And if you've been following us all year long, that's a play that we've been running since the Harbor game. I mean, we're going to get Octavian one-on-one with a lot of linebackers in the state, because we know he can beat any linebacker in the state of Oklahoma.
Under center, Satemba and company want to push
still up.
forward. And he's still up. Jeremiah Satemba, he's going to be gone. Opening touchdown of the ball game. My goodness.
That is beautiful. What a play by Satemba right there. Staying balanced, staying up right there, not letting none of them get on the ground, and he makes the play as the athlete that he is.
Jeremiah Satemba, not a chance in the world on a normal day.
Right
Today's
there.
not that normal day. Slides by everybody, scoots by the seat of his pants along what was a tabletop created by the offense and defensive line, lands on the other side of it and takes off for the score. It's a 6-0 start unconventionally tonight.
And there it is. 7 points off of 2 turnovers. I'll take that to start the game, Luke.
7-0. 4:18 left here in the first. We'll take our first break of the evening. An exciting start to what is a 2-turnover day for this BA defense. We'll be back here on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay, it just makes sense.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
A 4-play, 52-yard touchdown drive, and that fourth play, the design was simply to just get inches, much less a couple of feet. Yet it gets you basically the remaining 52 yards.
Well, you don't want to give up, and that's the thing. Norman North gave up on that play, which is unfortunate for them. But I mean, you can't stop, and that's exactly what Jeremiah did. He was still up. He knew the rules. He knows what's going on. He's a very smart quarterback, and he made the play. Look, don't be surprised if we do an onside right here.
We shall see. Back deep in case of return is Mason James, as well as Aiden Williams for Norman North, the Timberwolves. They have turned the ball over twice already on offense today out of 2 tries, and Irvine will send it high deep in the air. Aiden Williams is back to return it at the 5. Wants to reverse the field back over to the left, has a massive gap to run, and it's finally cut off. Colby Crosby baiting the hold there and then snapping it shut. As he comes up with a great open field tackle, Aiden Williams might be down after taking that hit from Crosby. That's the physicality you have to return the favor with for a team like Norman North that knows how to labor you early in a football game.
And that's exactly what you do on kickoffs. You want to run down the field like your hair's on fire and make a play. I mean, you don't want to break down. Sometimes you want to break down in certain situations, but in that situation right there, you just run straight through the guy. And that one right there, Colby Crosby made a great play, great hit, and unfortunately, we got a Norman North player down.
Norman North has had a ton of success as of late. 9-3 last season, 5-2 in district play. They lost to Owasso to end their season, 50-21 in that game. No shame against the Rams. Seemingly every time anybody beats or plays against Owasso. Year before that, 8-4, 6-1 in district. You know, they realign these districts, but Broken Arrow's seen this Norman North team for the last couple of years. In fact, they've dropped those games. 28-14 win for Norman North over Broken Arrow last season. 57-50 win for the Timberwolves over the Tigers the year before. A shootout like none other. These games get good, and they get good when they're in mid-season like this.
And we're familiar with each other. I mean, ever since Blankenship's been here for the last 4 years, it's just been one of those games. And they've been very entertaining games, and obviously we've been on the downside of those games right there. But looks like right now we're going to be on the upside of it going into the game, but we still got to play the game. Obviously, we got 3.5 more quarters. But this is a big series for Norman North, in my opinion, Luke. I mean, you go out here, you try to get some points on the board, whether 3 or 7. But if you don't, we're going to go out there and try to put some points on the board to try to bury them.
So 2 turnovers to start our evening for Norman North. They're trying to break said streak that is now officially a streak. And on first down, absolute breakup of the game plan.
John Broll.
Broken Arrow's defense, John Broll up front.
And once again, it's going to be on the bigs up front. John Broll, Gabe Manning, Gunnar Wilson. It's going to be those guys. I think those guys can take on any combo block. I think they can beat combo blocks. I think that they can obviously beat the single man block if they have to.
Eshelman. Hard count for just a moment. Wants to check in on the sideline, will do so. Steps in and will audible.
You got Cole Lamont mugging up front.
New set, Cole Lamont certainly going to be coming on this one. There he comes. Stepping away, Eshelman has to get away from pressure, might not have an option to throw, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and then will chop on ahead for a handful more.
And that's okay right there. I mean, obviously we got the pressure up the middle, and that's what you're going to have to do right here, is get the pressure up the middle the way we got that. But you still have to control the rush lanes because you don't want him to get outside on this 3rd and short. Got 3rd and 5.
Empty set for Eshelman. Takes the snap. Looking to his right. Throws, and it is dropped. A wide open opportunity for Byron Mason, who just felt the footsteps for a moment.
And on that one, Luke looked like he was looking to run before he actually made the catch. He was wide open. He was wide open. He got into the soft part of the coverage. but he just got a little bit too antsy, wanted to run before he made the catch, and that's just fundamentals right there.
4th down and 4 yards to go. 4 down territory for a team desperate to move the ball successfully. Will they have a 3rd turnover, and will it be the Gordie Howe hat trick? Will it be the 3rd type of turnover today? It is not going to be the case as they want to punt it away. They'll do so. Bouncing near the 30 and chopping up right at the 25 as if it was told to do so. And that's where this Broken Arrow drive will start. 3rd drive of the day. We saw an unsuccessful opening drive for these Tigers to try to pull points from a turnover. They get into the end zone the next time around, and you're not going to always get those QB sneaks into the end zone from almost 50 yards out. So, got to find a way to get it done a little bit more efficiently, I think, this time around.
And this is once again right here. This is a big series right here. I think Blake and his guys are looking to go up 14 on this. You got 2 receivers to the bottom, receiver at the top. Jeremiah commanding the offense. Let's just run the football right down their throat.
There's a handoff to Roberson. He's hit from underneath as his legs go flying. Gets about 3 yards to pick up on first.
And so far, Octavian looks pretty good from I know he suffered a little bit of a nagging injury last week with a contusion to the leg. Took a big hit from a cornerback from Edmond North, but so far so good with Octavian so far in this game.
Satemba takes the snap. He wants to get rid of it quickly. Has to improvise. Will step on up instead. There he goes, sliding down to the turf. At least 2 yards on his carry. And now we'll see a situation of at least about 3rd and 6, if not 5.
And I love the maturity right there. Look, we got somebody down right there on the field. I think Madison has something down there on the sidelines.
And Madison letting us know a Norman North Timberwolf looks to be down. As of right now, we don't have a number on that yet, but of course, we'll stand by for what may happen here in the meantime. No option on the pass there, so of course, Satemba stepping up. You mentioned maturity out of a quarterback that is a guy. I think sometimes when you know you're such a great playmaker, you try to do it every time. It's almost reining yourself in as the best type of player sometimes.
Well, you want to live to play another down, and on that one, I mean, early in the season, maybe tries to get that and force that, and ends up making a turnover, or he tries to get outside, ends up getting sacked. But he's seen what he's seen, got up the middle. He's going to take the play, get a yard, survive for another down, put us in a great position on the 3rd down play.
There's a lot of great sophomores on this offense, so you forget that Satemba, this guy's a junior. He's getting that maturity in what is now just start number 7 in his career. I also look at his senior year, and I just can't help but think if this is how he's growing week by week, we're going to see something special, not just this season, but an entire summer to hang out, to get stronger, to get better. And this guy could be flying high with a core of running backs that are just sophomores this year and will be juniors next year.
Oh, and then you got number 0 going off the field right there, and that's a big blow to Norman North's defense right there. A huge blow to their defense, as that's one of their bell cows on defense right there, number 0. But Luke, going back to your point, I mean, you don't want to have, as a quarterback, you don't want to have a Mercury retrograde type of senior year or season so far, and he's going forward with this season. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I mean, sky's the limit for this kid, and I expect an explosion from him in the next few weeks.
Jeremiah Satemba, he's going to have Roberson offset in the backfield with him. 3 down to the near side, 1 to the top. Taking the snap, it is Satemba. Throws out from the flat to his teammate in Roberson out wide. So it will look to be 4th down as he's not able to come up with what he wanted initially there. Bringing out what is the punt unit, and it looks like it'll be Jeremiah Satemba to send it away, most likely.
But being at practice yesterday, I was able to go to practice yesterday. Sorry about that, Luke. There's so many formations off their punt formation that I've seen about 2 or 3 of them yesterday, but I know there's more in the playbook that Holly has, along with John Bullock and Nick Gorman for their special teams.
So kicking this one straight to the point, and what was initially thought to be a fair catch.
That was a fair catch.
Is now into the end zone for what would be a touchdown if it wasn't called. So I think I look back at it on this play. I don't think we have to look at film here. I think even if Broken Arrow's special teams are coming at full speed and that wasn't recognized as a fair catch, he's got an edge to get a ton of yards, if not breaking maybe just one tackle. That's all he needs to get into the end zone.
Well, you got to stay in your lanes, and you have to have the communication from the quarterback / punter. He's got to yell left, 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 or right, 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 middle, 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 and also the center. People have to communicate, and on that, luckily he made the fair catch call right there. We got outflanked, but hey, I mean, it's going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen, but you just have to communicate on special teams.
Again, we want to thank our viewers here tonight from our Norman market tuning in to ArrowVision that traditionally listen through the Norman North broadcast. I want to thank you guys for being here, as we are certainly glad and have the pleasure of having you alongside us here this evening. That fair catch will set up Norman North, these Timberwolves inside their own end. They just haven't been able to get it right here so far, this team. 2 turnovers and then a punt, and once they get near that 50-yard line, it seems to be disaster right now for Norman North. Consistency to just keep your offense alive. What are you seeing here?
I'm seeing they're in it right now. I mean, they forced Broken Arrow to punt, so they're still in it. I figured that they'll stick with the run game, and that's what they need to do to try to open things up in the pass game for them, because Broken Arrow's doing what they got to do in the pass game. But we'll see if they can get it going right here.
2nd down and 5 to go after the pickup of 5. Byron Mason in the backfield. He'll shift over to the left. A ton of blocking along that left side of the line. We'll see if it goes to that heavy direction. It is now Eshelman to throw. Sidearm over the middle. Has his man a catch for a first down near the 45. Ball was loose, but our official signaling that the knee was down. So down by contact, and a dangerous play there. Sigh of relief.
I don't know if the ball's greasy to Norman North tonight or what, but they've put the ball on the carpet a little bit too much so far.
It is the first chilly game of the year, you could say, in a sense.
Yes, and hopefully they'll get that taken care of for all the fans down in Norman.
Option read, and Eshelman keeps it, and Eshelman will run it on forward. He's slammed down after a pickup of exactly 10 to move the chains.
And that's what you want to do as if you're going to have a little RPO action. You want to ride it, and at the last second pull it. So he made a great read right there. Sets up another first down, and the four set of downs for our Norman North.
So Eshelman will see a heavy presence of bodies on the short side of the field. 4 receiving options there as that quad formation is set up. 1 to the top side here. Eshelman in an empty set. We'll see motion here from Mason across. And a handoff to Mason. Heavy near side. He's chopped down after a pickup of 3.
I love to see
Sean Jones-Wade with the stop.
Right there, that was I think that was that's Messiah right there.
Messiah Owens on the
Messiah
step
staying home, making a great play right here. See how he's broken down. I mean, hey, that's just what he does. Messiah's going to be one of those guys. He has the talent to get to the next level, and that's what you can put on film right there. And those guys at the next level love that.
The difference between a 3-yard pickup and sometimes a 7 is a stop just like that. And Messiah Owens helping out in that regard. Now quad set to the top side. As they're in motion, Eshelman looking to the left as we expected. He has to step up and run. He'll do so. Has space. Chops his way to the middle and will slide down near the first down marker. They do end up giving him credit all the way, despite that slide starting what seemed to be just shy of it. Nevertheless, it's going to be a first down pickup from what we can tell right now. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Of course, an opportunity to recognize down on the field our Folds of Honor Quick Trip hometown hero. As Tigers fans and everybody watching in look on down, Michael Bible will go down to the field for our Folds of Honor, sponsored by Quick Trip Recognition.
Began his career as an EMT while studying to become a registered nurse. After receiving his RN, he served as a flight nurse paramedic with Tulsa Life Flight for over 25 years, saving countless lives. In recent years, Michael has taken on the role of educator, training numerous paramedics, including many from our very own Broken Arrow Fire Department. Michael and his wife Sherry have been proud members of the Broken Arrow community for over 30 years, raising their family here. Both his wife and daughter are educators in Broken Arrow. Michael's passion for first response and his love for the Broken Arrow community truly shine through in all that he does. Tiger fans, please help us congratulate tonight's Folds of Honor Quick Trip hometown hero, Michael Bible. He is joined on the field by Quick Trip representative Superintendent Chuck Perry and Executive Director of Athletics Dr. Dustin Smith. Thank you, Michael Bible, for your heroism, courage, and bravery you displayed while protecting the citizens of our city.
Certainly good to see, of course, Michael Bible get represented tonight as our hometown hero, sponsored by Quick Trip. Chance to, of course, get quarter number 2 started. 12 minutes are going to be on the clock. And, well, despite 2 turnovers forced, Norman North has a chance to drive on down and tie the football game up. That's how close this still is.
And they're doing a great job of keeping us off balance, and the quarterback doing everything he can of keeping his legs going as he's getting out the pocket again.
Now has to roll out again, and there's no deep target right now available for Eshelman
on the carry.
But that's why he's going to be the quarterback that he is. He can still do some damage to you.
Well, we're doing a great job keeping the shell and not letting the top blow off deep as we have in the past. And, you know, big shout out to Ivan King and Coach Richards as correcting those mistakes that happened earlier in the season. And obviously the guys have made their changes in the secondary. I mean, Hudson Locke's a big addition in the secondary. Also making Tayshawn go both ways is a huge addition also. So just some experience out there that we need to be successful in the secondary.
Eshelman sees motion in front of him, wants to go ahead and take it himself off to the left side, and he's wrapped up and shut down. Cole Lamont on the tackle to finish it off.
And that's great pursuit as we have Gunnar Wilson coming back onto the field in for Ricardo Fernandez. So, but great pursuit by our guys, plugging the lanes. Even though he had a crease right there, we did a great job of getting off the blocks and making the play and bringing up a 3rd and long for the Norman North.
Pursuit here in the prowl.
Looks like they're going to shift over to the prowl look by our guys.
Eshelman will see Mason come up in front on the right side for him. Drops back, looks to release it this time. Over the middle, wide open, a touchdown. Norman North finally finds that seam, and it's Carter Hammer to get into the end zone. An extra point away from a tie ball game.
And I've said it, and I'll say it again, and I say it to my guys down at my level. That is the easiest throw for a quarterback in high school football is up the seam. You got to protect the seam. If you don't protect the seam, he will hurt you. A quarterback like him will hurt you as they're running a swing gate play right here.
It was something that was taken away seemingly all the way up until that point tonight. And that point tonight is the only point they need to get that play done. It's in the end zone for a touchdown. So a fumble and an interception have led to just 7 points off turnovers for Broken Arrow, and they finally get things back on track after a punt. 7-7.
Man, you got to have your eyes right. I mean, going back to that play, and I don't want to harp on it a little bit or more, but you have to have your eyes right. I mean, it looked like that Don Fryer was maybe the one that was in position to make that play. His eyes wasn't right. His eyes were probably in the backfield a little bit too long. But you got to keep your eye on the quarterback. When his shoulders are level right there, he's going up the seam. So we got to do a great job, do a better job. And I'm sure Coach Richards and Coach Holly and them will get that corrected.
Well, now I think for the first time tonight, you really do start to put that focus a little bit on this Broken Arrow offense. It's been good at times, but it hasn't been good enough as there's just 7 points here through 1 quarter and a minute. And you want to start to see this offense take away the game from Norman North. If they're going to get maybe some points here and there, you want to run away with the game as fast as you can, and I felt like Broken Arrow might have had a chance in that first.
Well, and you don't want to. I mean, obviously we had the turnovers. We have 7 points off of 2 turnovers so far. But anytime you get a turnover in high school football at the 6A1 level in Oklahoma, you want to capitalize off that. But I still think we're in a great position right now. You don't want to let Norman North stick around too long because hey, 0-16 can't come back and bite you, and you don't want that to happen tonight.
So kickoff is upcoming. First kick return of the day upcoming, that is, for Broken Arrow on the night. Zane Matthews Boudreau back deep to receive, as well as Octavian Roberson. That being left to right in that order.
If I'm Norman North, I would probably like to sky kick it around. Looks like they're on a, yeah, I would love to see the sky kick. But if they kick it deep, that's on them. We can break it.
Broken Arrow, I believe, still looking for their first touchdown off of a return this year. We'll see if they get it a massive foot.
I mean, why not kick it deep? He could put it in the end zone. So
if you could put it in the end zone, do so for sure. They do. And the Tigers will start with average field position. 7-7 ball game. We knew tonight would be a good night, I think, as far as watching as an objective fan and even as a fan of either of these fan bases for sure. Maybe on paper this wasn't the one that possibly stuck out to people watching 6A football in the state. But to me, this is going to be the best one to watch tonight.
In my opinion, I'm with you now, and we're not biased on this. I mean, we've seen the schedule tonight, and we thought this is the best game so far in the state.
There's Roberson. Roberson's gone. All it is just a foot race at this point. Octavian Roberson, one man to beat, and he's gone. A touchdown.
That is what it's about right there. That's Broken Arrow football, right up to seam right there, up to A-gap. That's what he does best, and he's one of the fastest kids in the state, and he showed it right there. Great touchdown by Octavian and the team. Great job up front by our guys as we check this replay.
No possible chance for a kick return off the kickoff, but may as well have given him a chance. He finds it on play number 1 of the drive, and the Tigers take the lead back just as soon as they relinquished it. Kick is up, and the extra point puts the cherry on top. It's a 14-7 game. That man right there, take a deep breath, get some oxygen if you need it. It is the first touchdown of the night for him. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Tigers now back up 7 here on ArrowVision.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Welcome back to Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision. Moments ago, we saw Octavian Roberson drive down the field on one play up the middle for a massive touchdown for his record books, as well as the Tigers getting the advantage back. Short kick, shallow kick goes out of bounds, and the ball should be placed around the 40-yard line to start this new drive for Norman North. But hey, maybe you don't get all the points that you wanted off of turnovers early in the game, but the big play is what Norman North has been able to avoid defensively so far. Not anymore. Roberson makes the play of the night.
And big shout out to Tristan Silva and his boys up front. That was great blocking up front. And this is what a Josh Blankenship offense is. I mean, whether it's a big pass play, whether it's a run play by Jeremiah, this is what a Josh Blankenship offense is about. Explosive plays, and that's what we got on that series.
So here comes the Timberwolves at the 43-yard line to start their new drive. They tied the game up at 7 with a tremendous throw over the middle in connection with Carter Hammer by Owen Eshelman. Confidence back on the sideline of Norman North. Yet Roberson will get us right back where we were in just 12 seconds.
Right,
Handoff and a good stop on first down. It's Byron Mason getting stopped.
That's beautiful.
Looked like that was Mason Silver on the stop there.
Mason Silver doing a great job. He's obviously elevated to where he is today on this defense. He's done a great job doing what he did in the summer so far, and he's making plays, and that's what I like to see out of Mason Silver.
10:23 and counting left here in our first half, a 14-7 game. The scoring summary, BA, Norman North BA. Eshelman looking, now has to roll away. Does he get rid of it? However, he is swarmed. Colamont and company.
Great.
Crosby gets in on the action just as well as Dagan McCleskey. And a stop of Eshelman sets up third. And now what is a challenge?
And so far, we're keeping them contained. And like I said in the beginning, you want to keep them contained, obviously in the rush lanes up front, but keeping them contained and the boundary into the boundary and laterally. We're doing a great job pursuing the football when it comes to him running the football with his legs.
Snap here, and Eshelman wants to look to his right. Has time to step up, and the space is closed. A stop on third down, and the punting unit will come out. The Tigers defense stands strong and responds.
And that's a great job by collapsing the pocket. Yes, that's a great job. Once again, great job our defensive front, collapsing the pocket. He thought he had a crease there, but we closed that hole real quick. And once again, I mean, it's beautiful seeing the defense, especially the guys up front, making the plays they need to make to contain a quarterback like him. Look at that split up the middle. We'll see if we're going to go after it here, Luke.
Looks like it's Ben Kohler to kick.
Coming after it.
They are coming after it. They do get it off. However, fair catch upcoming. It is fair caught by Tayshawn Jones-Wade, it looks like. Well, offense coming back out. You get a good stop. You had one play. I think if you're head coach Josh Blankenship, you got a miracle out of Roberson there, and you're probably just going right back to that huddle and say, hey, let's just do what we talked about, what we were doing last time, except, hey, Roberson, if you want to go ahead and cut it short again, do it.
Hey, run the power. That's what it's about. Run the power, run the power, run the power, throw some counter in there, whatever. Do broken air football. Josh and his staff has done a great job so far. Just run the power. I mean, that was great. That was beautiful. That's textbook football when it comes to us.
So Octavian Roberson, he's had time, not a ton of time with the way the defense played, to take a deep breath on the sideline and relax and soak it in and enjoy it. We talk about everybody that we interview on Inside Tiger Football. Of course, head coach Josh Blankenship is the regular guest, but we get players on every week. Depending on the week, and I mentioned to him, I say, I hope you guys know what you have being able to play in front of these crowds at Broken Arrow. It's a special place to get an opportunity to play football, and the fans that you get to play in front of. When you make big plays like that, you can truly sit on the sideline and just for a moment, you can soak that in and know you're doing something special, but it's right back to the challenge of getting your head back into what head coach Josh Blankenship has for this offense up next.
Oh, yes, and man, it's going to be beautiful. And one thing I like to say, I mean, you're playing to get in front of a community that loves you, but also this, I mean, those kids at youth football, they see what they see. The running backs in youth football see what they see. So that brings it all vertical in this program.
Satemba has Roberson offset to his right. He's got receiving options at the top and the bottom, as well as a presence up front for blocking. Roberson not going to be able to tear down the field exactly the way he did last time, but a healthy run for at least a couple of yards, if not 3 on first. Second down and 7.
And one thing that I'm saying right here, Luke, I mean, I know number 0 went out for them, so I think that's a big loss for Norman North's defense right there. And that's what we're doing. We're attacking A and B gaps and doing what we do best.
Now it's Jaden Carmen on the tackle. Quick screen pass out to the right side. Tayshawn Jones-Wade can't get underneath the tackle as he heads on up to set up third and medium. Upcoming.
Tackle made by Timberwolves number 4, Ryan Humphrey.
Garcia and DJ Deshaun Jordan are coming into the game right now, along with Cowboy.
3 topside. Satemba. Delayed draw up the middle, picks up what is just enough to get close to the first. It's going to be about slightly under a yard short here. So 4th down and short. I think this Tigers offense wants to keep the team on the field. There's been 2 big plays in this game so far. Norman North has been able to avoid it for the most part other than twice tonight, and that was Satemba on a QB sneak in 4th and 1. And Roberson on the first play of the drive last time around. I
mean, that's all that is. I think you just lean on the bigs again. I mean, the way they're playing up front, they're mashing the ball. They're getting off the spot and just getting off the ball and doing what they do best.
Lawless is back out there for this run. He might have been stopped at the line. Caden Lawless,
they got lower,
who had a ton of speed coming up the middle, was stuffed. And a 4th and 1 attempt is a massive stop for the Timberwolves.
And if we do get a replay right here, which I don't know if we are or not, but Norman North got low. And if you see on that play right there, they got low. Our guys were still up high. And on a play like that, whoever's the lowest wins the battle right there. So great job by their defensive front on getting low and stopping that 4th and 1 play.
So Norman North makes maybe the play of the night for themselves, trying to stay and avoid a 2-possession game. They do so for now, and they are going to bring the chains out just to make sure.
From our vantage point, sorry about that once again, Luke. From our vantage point, it looks like he might be a yard short on that.
I believe so. Just to make sure, unfortunately, as a fan, it makes you look at the screen for a bit longer.
Yeah. Well, big shout out to Norman North's defense. I mean, you showed up and you showed out on that series right there. So big shout out to them. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to our regional champions, the Broken Arrow Tiger volleyball team, as they're going to state right now. So I know you get to call their game. So big shout out to that volleyball program as they're continuing to do what they do best, and that's just win regional championships.
A fantastic effort. In fact, their game over Putnam City West, they did not concede more than 8 points in any 3 of those sets in game number 1, and it was almost just as detrimental to the opponent in game number 2 that night against Southmore, as the volleyball program dominated through hosting their own regional to open up the playoffs. A handoff, rather a keep for Eshelman, is going nowhere. And this defensive front, one, they've been able to help contain the quarterback in passing scenarios, but 2, the run game has just not had any effect like we've seen, honestly, some offenses have against this defensive front down the stretch. Not anymore, as this defensive front grows every week.
Well, and their quarterback's the key to the Mercedes. I mean, he's the one that's going to make it move and go. So as long as we continue to key him and continue to stop him and limit him to what he wants to do to be successful in his offense, we'll be all right tonight.
A one-on-one screen pass out to the short side of the field is going to come up short, so Eshelman just a bit short on that throw. Interesting play called there. There's a lot of trust that you're putting in to what will be the ball carrier, Mason James, there to make plays without any blocking.
Well, without any blocking, especially against a guy like Messiah, who has the frame, who has a D1 frame to be one of the best corners in the state one of these days in the future. And I mean, I'll take my guy over their guy any day.
Double coverage here on the near side, at least from what is being shown on 3rd and 12. There's the outside blitz from Lamont. Lamont gets around the corner, and Eshelman goes down. On 3rd, they get to the quarterback for the first time tonight. A conventional sack works out.
87, Mason Silver on that play. Great job by Mason Silver. I mean, the way I look at it is this. I mean, he had a guy wide open in the middle of the defense, but that's what happens whenever you're sending pressure. Your eyes kind of go away. He had a guy right there, another guy coming across. But, hey, Mason Silver did a great job getting to him. Great play by Mason Silver.
Cole Lamont helping out around the ankles, and Mason Silva finishing the play off comfortably. 4th down and 20, and the punt is
almost
on its way.
Again.
Very close on that one. A good and decent roll, turning into now what is a non-productive roll for Norman North, but they touch it up just past the 10-yard line, and the Tigers offense back to work.
I anticipate us getting, if we could continue to play great defense and force them to punt, we're getting closer and closer to getting that punt block up the middle. Obviously, like I said, I was at practice yesterday, got a chance to go see them, which is very seldom during the football season with the busy schedule that I have with my freshman football team. But they were working on blocking punts from the middle because they have an unorthodox way of with the splits in the middle. So we probably should get one tonight.
Here is Satemba and Roberson to set up play number 1. There goes Roberson up the middle. Good run to start. He's going to pick up 4 yards.
I love the approach right here. We're going to continue to feed Octavian, Agent Zero right here, getting settled into the offense. You know, probably get them with an explosive play over the top, bring their safeties down.
That brings Roberson over 100 yards on the day.
Ball's loose.
Ball is loose, and it's picked up. We might have a tie ball game, and we do. Norman North on a shallow chance near the sideline, picks the ball up and runs it into the end zone. Now, is he down is the question.
Was he out? Was he down?
Head coach Josh Blankenship animate right now. in the fact that he would like this to be considered along the sideline. Was he out? The call on the field certainly would say that he was not, and we have a touchdown as of right now on the field. Norman North looking to tie the ball game up. We get a good look at the replay here as the ball carrier ended up being not the tackler initially, but it ended up being Tate Johnson, who I believe he's not out of bounds at all, and he's in.
Number 11, Reese Crandall on for the extra point.
Got to secure that football. You're one of the playmakers on the offense, one of the leaders on the team. You're a captain. I mean, you have to do the right things, secure the football on basic fundamental plays.
The Timberwolves tie it up. Both teams have been unconventional getting into the end zone seemingly tonight. We'll take a break. We'll come back. It's a 14-all ball game. 5:28 left here in the first half on ArrowVision.
Hello, Tulsa. Join us for Shield's grand opening on October 19th at the Woodland Hills Mall. Step inside to the ultimate retail experience. Shop your favorite brands, ride the Ferris wheel, and enjoy sweet treats at Fuzzy Wig's Candy Factory. See you soon on October 19th.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
We're back after the break we didn't anticipate to have to take. It was a fumble recovery deep inside of Broken Arrow's territory along the sideline. Everybody, including us up here in the booth, thought the play might have been over. Well, everybody but number 8 in white tonight thought so. And that was Tate Johnson, who scooped up the fumble by Tayshawn Jones-Wade and got into the end zone for a score, chugging it down the sideline, and it is 14-14 right now. The Timberwolves just are not going away here right now, and partly due to the fact that Broken Arrow's allowing them to stay in this football game. Great stand by this Norman North defense, though. You now have to turn the page and say they're earning this tie game for sure, and this Norman North team is not going to be easy to walk away from.
They're not. It's not going to be easy. I mean, they're going to be a type of team that's going to be around for 15 rounds. It's a heavyweight fight to them. I mean, this is like I said last week with Santa Fe. This is Norman North's state championship game. They're still in the hunt for a playoff spot, so this is huge for them. So. But, I mean, it's just adversity, a little bit of adversity. That's something that we talked about as Corey Sango's in the game right now at opposite of Jeremiah. A little adversity, just go out here and take care of business.
A Broken Arrow Tiger team that is 3-3 on the year. 0-6 is Norman North. 2-1 in district play are the Tigers. Back-to-back district victories, in fact, throughout that sequence. Norman North 0-3 in district play as of today. Satemba wants to roll out. Quick slip screen is thrown down as the Timberwolves stop everybody in their tracks seemingly right now. Third down.
Zeke Wilson's down on the carpet. Zeke's on the carpet.
So on the turf, a Timberwolf right now, as well as a Broken Arrow Tiger, it would seem.
You know, I know my name is Mo, but there's another thing that in football they call it. It's called momentum. Right now, it's on the sideline across from us in green and white.
Truly so.
So they have it right now, and they're playing with their hair on fire. So they're flying to the football. They're having fun. Our guys are kind of a little wide-eyed right now, but. You know, it's just something that we have to learn as a program. When adversity hits, you got to settle down, take care of business, because overall, you know you're the better team. You know you're the better team, so go out there and just prove it.
Trying to defend this quarter, it seems, the Tigers. We're going to have a injury timeout here, so we will head to break. When we come back, we've got 4:41 left in our first half, second quarter alone, on ArrowVision.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Hey Broken Arrow fans, score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
That looked to be Zeke Wilson coming off of the field for Broken Arrow. Slowly coming off of the field, I believe, Garrison Utley for the Timberwolves. Both coming up under their own power is what it looked like, so should get back to action here. Might have been Kane Meyer as well. Try to get you an update on that.
Third down and 5 for the Tigers.
Big down right here.
Regardless, everybody that came off with that injury timeout seems to be okay. No problems at the end of things as this is a flared pass off to the left side. Third down, throwing short of the sticks, getting very close. Two set stick, and they'll be short.
Well, here we go with another punt formation. Like I said, multiple formations out of this set. Multiple fakes out of this set, so we'll see how Norman North wants to defend it.
Do the Tigers go for it deep in their own territory? As scary as it sounds, I would give them above a 50-50 probability on making this play. It's a direct snap. Norman North's going to make this stop. However, again, it is a 1-yard stop by the Timberwolves. Second time tonight they've stopped a 4th and 1, and they've got the ball deep in Tiger territory.
And that's huge. That's huge for Norman North. I know those fans down there, down the Turnpike, are going crazy down there listening to us once again. But hey, you take your chances, you roll the dice, and right there, Norman North won that series.
This defensive front has done everything they can to make stops up the middle, and a 4th and 1, if it arises again, I don't see this Tiger team going up the middle. I see them using the outside of the field.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and here's the deal. I mean, we've only given up 7 points so far as they have a different quarterback in right now.
They would do so. Looks like Mason James is in sort of what is a wildcat formation. He will carry it for a handful of yards.
But you make that type of decision right there, knowing your defense is the type of defense that's been playing the way they've been playing now, going on 7 quarters, going into 8 quarters. So you make that decision knowing that, hey, we can possibly go out there, stop them for 4 downs to get the ball back, to go into a situation to get points on the board and go into halftime with the lead. But it's on the defense now. All I got to say is don't give up the seam route. Keep your eyes right and fly around to the football and make it happen, possibly get another turnover.
Update down on the sidelines for Madison Dildine. Zeke Wilson is in the tent right now, but we'll keep an eye on it as she'll keep us updated as things move along for Zeke Wilson, who's getting attended to in the tent at the moment. It's going to be 3rd down and manageable for this Timberwolves team, who I would have no doubt would possibly be putting themselves in what is 2-down territory.
And this is 2-down territory, to tell you the truth. I mean, they're up here. They made the trip, and they made the trip not to lose. So why not take the chances that you take? And you right now, like I said, the momentum's on your side.
3rd down and 4. Eshelman has set to his left. He looks to his left. Sidearm sling throw. It's caught. Not only a 1st down, but a spin towards the goal line and a touchdown. It's Ben Kohler getting in.
And on that play right there, Luke, I mean, I seen that play on film. That's a similar play that they ran against Union. Union kind of runs a similar box front that we run here at Broken Arrow. So he just got right where he got, outside the linebacker, right behind him, and they got the score.
Taking advantage of points off of turnovers, that's even here tonight in a sense. A scoop and score for Norman North, as well as 7 points off of turnovers so far tonight. We'll take a break. Broken Arrow, they've got some work to do ahead of them. Have their first deficit of the evening in quite some time. We'll be back.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
Welcome back. Had a little bit of festivities as we were gone during break. We'll be your eyes and ears and mouths here for just a moment on that personal foul. During that kick, hurtling over the line on that attempt, that's going to be administered on the kickoff upcoming. So that personal foul against Broken Arrow on the hurtling over the line call on that extra point will allow some options to open up here for a defense that is confident. Do you see something crazy here late in the half? If I'm Norman North, I get paid to be up here, not down there, but I'm not doing anything crazy. My team's in a roll right now. Let's just kick it where we want it and go make a play again on defense.
Continue to play what you've been playing, and that's great defense so far. They've made their plays, and so far it's in the ball's in Norman North's hands, and the ball's in their side of the court, as they say in basketball. And they're going to do what they got to do, and they're going to keep Broken Arrow on their toes. And like I said, they are feeling it right now. BA just has to sit up there and go down and get this touchdown and go into halftime with a tie score.
They launch you deep up and out rather than doing anything unique or interesting to their advantage. So Broken Arrow will get the ball back. And like we said, I think you're confident to just not take a risk there. You've got the 7-point lead now if you're Norman North. And you know what? Broken Arrow hasn't really marched down the field conventionally against you in quite some time. One big play by Roberson as of late has gotten you where you're at. If you're Broken Arrow, there's another one for him onto the outside. Not quite what we saw earlier, but confidence to see a ton of yards on a run. We haven't seen more than about 4 or 5 from a player in the backfield here in black and gold in a while.
And I like it. I mean, we're getting back to what we've been doing earlier in the game, and that's our bread and butter.
Satemba wants to run it himself. Nowhere here on first down.
A couple yards right there. Once again, it's tempo offense. That's typical of a blank offense, going tempo.
We've seen one deep shot here today. Came up just short off of the hands of Roberson. See if Satemba and this offense want to open up the field a bit here. Now down by 7. The secondary pressed up just maybe 7 yards off the line of scrimmage, if not 8 yards off the line of scrimmage right now.
And that's what you want to do.
There's a throw over the middle. It is caught. Tayshawn Jones-Wade up the field for the first down.
Great job. Great play call right there. I mean, you're finding the hole into the secondary as they're creeping their safeties up. You get right behind that strong safety right over there, and that's a great play, great pitch and catch.
Quickly they want to go. Roberson dragged on the backside, but shuffling his quads up on ahead for 2 yards, if not 3.
And with the run game, it's bring your safeties up, bring your DBs up. I mean, you want to do that. I anticipate another shot to the end zone right before the half, either on this series, probably on this series. But DBs are doing a great job of keeping our guys in front of them.
There's a run up the middle. Now this run game for Broken Arrow continues to open up a bit. It's exactly what you want to see here with 1:21 to go left in the half. A timeout here on the field. You're going to start using those. Now you got to get into that mode where, hey, we might not be able to tie the game up. We got to get ourselves in a position to at least have a chance to get some kind of points here.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's typical right here. I mean, we're in our 2-minute offense. You're in the flow of it. You're in control right here. I mean, as we're now on the plus side of the field. So opens up the playbook. Obviously, this is 2th down territory right here. So do you keep Sango in and run power right with him again? Or do you bring Octavian or Cowboy in? I mean, you got a plethora of backs, the 3-headed monster, as we like to call them. But, hey, great timeout right here. Let you guys know we're going to run this play on this 3rd down. We're going to run this play or another play here on 4th down.
It has been an interesting night as far as scoring goes. Tigers might have had a chance to run away with the game early based on turnovers. Didn't manage to do so, but their defense stepped up in big ways. There has been 6 points scored on the board by the defense of Norman North. That's ultimately the difference maker in what's been a tight game right now.
And it's a game that we anticipated, and so far it's kept to the script. But, hey, we can sit up there and we can do what we got to do as we got Tayshawn and Zane at the top on a 3rd and about long 1.
All of the yards seemingly on the ground today for the Tigers, as this is going to be enough for the first down by Satemba. They'll give it to him. To that point, just 35 yards through the air in the passing game for Broken Arrow. 7 for 10 is Jeremiah Satemba, so good completion percentage there for those 35 yards. But 118 on the ground for Roberson, and we're not quite done with the half. You got 57 by Satemba himself. Lawless with 13, and Sango even with 10 in that mix. You like to see that one-on-one deep. There's the shot, and coming down with it
and a PI.
Zane Matthews-Boudreau. Pass interference, no problem, and all of a sudden down in the red zone, the Tigers have 1:06 to go.
And that's why that was a great time out there, right there, Luke. I mean, you know what you have. You're going to set it up, and we set it up perfectly. Zane has that.
We have all defensive pass interference. That penalty declined because we had a completed pass.
Zane has the ability to go up for a pass as Norman North looks like they're going to take a timeout right here. But as we see the replay right here, going deep, he's the man. Zane, sensational sophomore right there making the catch.
Zane Matthews-Boudreau, great extension of the hands on that play. You've got to find a way to separate, even if your body's not separated in full. That was decent coverage, if not good coverage. Just finding a way to meet the ball out front where that ball can't get popped loose. That is exactly how you teach it, and nice to see a guy that just has a sophomore on his paperwork make a play like that.
Well, he has a mindset that ball is his anytime that ball is in the air, and it does go to great coaching and Tracy Moore and Adam Lucero, but I mean, ultimately as coaches, we put it on those guys, and right there, Zane Matthews is a dude, and he made the play.
Zane Matthews-Boudreau, 6'2", 170 pounds, making the play to get this Broken Arrow team inside the 10-yard line at about the 8. So it's 1st and goal. And let's be honest and be a little bit objective here, I might add. This has been an area of issue at times to the Tigers in big spots, punching the football inside the 10-yard line, and you'd like to see some growth here in a big spot to get this game tied up late.
And hey, this is what we got to do. I mean, and that's great point right there. I mean, this is a learning experience. Like I said, you got to have the mentality that you have to put the nail in the coffin anytime you're inside the 10-yard line.
So here comes this offense. Satemba and Corey Sango is the backfield. That is the freshman Sango. As we mentioned, 10 yards on the game for Sango on 2 carries thus far.
See if he can get his first varsity touchdown here in this series right here.
We'll see if they do give him that chance. Satemba, calm and collected in the backfield alongside him. Motion here from top to bottom. He'll roll out to the right. Satemba looks for a passing option. Wide open the run for him, and he'll find a bunch of white hats, but gets inside the 5. Good run and a safe run here on 1st down at 2nd and goal inside.
Right here on the replay, he didn't like what he's seen. Cut up field, met by a host of Norman North guys.
There is another carry. It's going to be 3rd down and about 1 to go.
Got a timeout.
Easily 2-down territory now at this point. You are either getting to the locker room, most likely in this half, or you're getting into the end zone. One or the other.
One thing to see, number 34 from Norman North is a little gimpy right there. So I know he plays end in their defense. So let's keep an eye on that. See if we attack him.
Getting the push off the line on 4th and 1 has failed twice. Norman North has come up with large stops in moments just like this. It just hasn't been the goal line that has been the determiner. Now it's the goal line. And can you get the best out of your defense again if you're the Timberwolves? We'll see.
We'll see. And right down here, I mean, you have all kinds of options. Run power right at them. I mean, that's a bread and butter for us also. Or you can get Jeremiah in a run pass option, or you can just throw it up to Tayshawn or throw it up to Zane, or hey, you got Garcia playing the slot. I mean, you have all kinds of options going right here on this third down. Obviously, thinking like blank, I think this is 2-down territory for him. I mean, I think he wants 6 on the board, regardless. Yes.
The Tigers will get the football to start the second half as well. A chance to not only tie the football game up, but possibly take the lead back in the future. Satemba, QB sneak, pushing ahead. Is Satemba in? He is! Jeremiah Satemba, his second rushing score of the night, and it just takes brute force up the middle. The Tigers are rolling and about set to tie the football game up with Nick Irvine.
I mean, that's a tip. Hey, that's one of the oldest plays in football right there. Quarterback sneak. We call it smoke at the 9th grade level, as we see the replay right here as we go to the extra point. But hey, he found his hole in one of the A gaps and he got the score. Great job by the offensive line, moving that line, moving them boys back in the end zone for 6.
Irvine to try to seal the deal. There's an early jump along the line. Certainly a flag should have been flying. It did not. No worries, however. Believe it was on the defense anyways, and it's a tie game up at 21. We are 35.5 seconds away from halftime. Take care of some semantics here, and you have confidence going in the locker room that, hey, you managed that half well despite some difficulties at the end. I think once, of course, we go down to the field and talk to head coach Josh Blankenship heading to the locker room, it is going to be a conversation most likely towards us and the broadcast crew of, well, we didn't like what we saw in the first half overall. But I would say that last drive, that's how you manage a drive in a tough spot where all of a sudden you were trailing in a game where you really didn't think that you would be in that position.
And you started by running the football. You hit him with a big play over the top to Zane, and you finished with running the football. Offensive line so far has done a great job. I mean, that Justin Pruitt and Coach Broyles have done a great job of developing the offensive line the last few years, and we're just seeing the fruits of their labor so far. And that's who you put it on in a game like this. When the grass starts to turn brown, even though we're playing on turf, when the grass starts to turn brown in October and November, you got to be able to run the football going into the playoffs.
Certainly so. Nick Irvine about to send away here on this kickoff. Just want to try to do your best here, most likely to avoid a return if you can, or at least a high percentage return. Kicking off to the left, that's where this secondary will head on out on the special teams. Bouncing to the outside, there is Kohler on the return. He'll get past the 30, 26.4 seconds left. Look at the timeouts on the board here. There is 2 in the pocket of the Timberwolves. We'll see if they want to risk it. Somebody is down here on the field. Don Fryer looks to be down right now. We actually chatted with Don Fryer at Inside Tiger Football this week, and you know, he mentioned just how much of a joy it is really to go up against these wide receivers in practice every day. We talked about how there is really a unique relationship between DBs and wide receivers because they're enemies on the practice field at times when it's a business-like decision every day, but at the end of the day, they make each other better, and that's why that relationship, I think, is so great. And
we have some of the best in the state. Iron sharpens iron, and he's going to get some of the best in the state day in and day out, and he's learned a lot. I mean, Don has developed into the player that he's done, the student-athlete that he's done develop into the last few years, and Coach Holly showed a lot of confidence in him in the spring and the summertime, and that's what he's developed into so far this year.
Don Fryer does walk off the screen, as you see there, from right to left under his own power. Just got a little banged up there. We'll have the halftime as well to check into things.
And we do get the ball back in the second half. We do get the ball first, Luke. So anxious to see how Norman North's going to approach this, as they're going to empty set in this right here. I mean, they have 2 timeouts, 26.4 seconds left, so that probably plays right into their game plan.
Knowing that BA just has the 1 timeout, they might take a shot downfield. This defense playing relatively shallow here in the secondary. This throw up over the middle. Ball is bobbled. Ball is incomplete, according to the officials, and the right call there, as it was about maybe just a millimeter.
I mean, in real time,
moving his feet for that to be a football move,
well,
right?
In real time, I thought he had possession. He makes a football move upfield. To me, I mean, they're the officials. They're the one to get paid by the OSSA, but I don't know. That's a little.
It's close.
It's close,
without a doubt. And if a football move is made, that is a live ball. The determiner on it, it's a judgment call at the end of the day, and the judgment here today. Jury has it closed as incomplete.
We're in our prevent defense right here, Luke.
20 seconds to go here, so really in the same spot that you were where you can take that shot downfield. Eshelman over the middle, prevent defense will at least prevent things for now, but there is a ton of space. A block situation helps out to get it inside the 30-yard line, and with 9 seconds to go, you can at least take a shot to the end zone, if not get your field goal unit out here to take the lead back.
In that particular prevent defense, as we got timeout, Broken Arrow, because you always want to give a timeout to the defense in a half. But in that situation right there was about a 10, 12-yard cushion or 10, 12-yard hole inside that defense between the linebackers and the secondary, and they just read that perfectly. Got in between that right there. That results in a big play for Norman North.
There's always layers in the secondary, right? And
yes.
You just have to find that gap, that layer. They did so. And now with 9 seconds left, you truly are at a spot on the field where you have, in my opinion, 3 decisions. We'll see if you have any other decisions to add to this conversation. You can get something to the sideline to set up your field goal unit with a little bit more of a manageable kick with enough time. You can take a shot to the end zone, or of course,
I believe you
can
take
eventually
2 shots.
kick your field goal.
I believe you take 2 shots. I mean, obviously their kicker has a big leg. I take 2 shots. Big shout out to my offensive guys on my staff, but I'm sure we take 2 shots to the end zone. And the way I also look at it is we got to make tackles in the open field. I know that's been Achilles' heel, but you don't give up that big play if you don't make the proper tackles right there.
And of course, again, we want to thank those Norman North fans that are joining us on the broadcast here tonight, as you are getting a chance to enjoy those options possibly play out for the Timberwolves here late in the half in what was just under 30 seconds to go in said half that they've moved the ball all the way down the field.
The referee's having their little conference right there to get things straight.
Down, loud and proud, Tiger fans.
Here's shot number 1. What type of shot it's going to be, we'll see. Eshelman ends up being an empty set in the backfield. Sharp throw underneath, the catch, and space down the sideline near the 10. There's only 2.5 seconds to go. You either try to take the lead going into the half here, or you go at the end zone. And like you said, with the leg this kicker has, it's a big leg, but is it going to be an accurate leg in a spot like this?
And that is true, because, I mean, I think we have it set up to block the field goal if they do go for that. The way their personnel was moving on the sideline there, Luke, makes me think that they're going to go for the field goal right there. But even on that play right there by number 18, he made a move to the outside. If he goes upfield at least a couple more yards and makes a fight to the end zone, maybe he's in, maybe he's not, but it gets you a little bit closer. Right here at the 10-yard line, looking at about a 20-something yard field goal. What a game.
Norman North. They've got a chance to take the lead here, to go into the locker room. The fastest they've moved down the field all night long. And it typically ends up being the case, unfortunately, on prevent defense scenarios.
It's the big plays. It's the big plays.
It's a kicking scenario to take the lead going into the half. It is Reese Crandall. Reese Crandall's kick is good, and that sends us to halftime. Tigers will trail by 3, a score of 24-21. We do have potentially a flag on the play right now. Is it going to affect the result of the kick? We don't believe so as of right now.
I think they ran into the kicker.
It looks like it's going to be on the defense, so that is going to be negated out.
Hurdling.
So, a penalty will be administered on the opening kickoff next upcoming. So it's going to stay a 24-21 game in favor of Norman North at half. That will give us a chance here to chat with head coach Josh Blankenship, as we'll send it down with Madison and Greg Spencer for more.
Coach, you trail by 3 as you go into halftime. What adjustments are you looking to make in the second half?
We got to quit leaping on field goal block. Obviously, that's stupid, and we thought we had addressed it, and then we just did it again. We're doing some good things. Defense is playing a lot better than the score indicates.
Thanks, Coach.
Like we said, maybe a game that I think you're looking up and going, well, how not only are we trailing in this football game, but how did we not run away with it maybe in that first quarter? And that was the issues that we saw.
Well, yes. I mean, it is a learning experience still for this ball club. I mean, you gotta be able to put the foot on the throat and choke them out. But hey, I mean, they're still kids. They got to learn how to play championship football every play, every series, every game.
We'll send it down to the field for halftime. Our Special Olympics performance of the night.
Great job to our cheer and ball team. Now, welcome to midfield, the varsity Tigers. They are under the direction of head coach Meredith Dennis and assistant coach Audrey Weatherford. Captains of the varsity Tigers are Audrey Ellis, Olivia Freeborn, and Avery Reckner.
You go, girl.
I'm about to twirl it up in here.
Let's break it down.
Excuse me.
Let's hear it one more time for your varsity Tigers. Tonight it is with great pride to announce that 7 Broken Arrow High School students are named as this year's National Merit semifinalists for their prestigious academic accomplishments. Audrey Chris, Connie Feldman, Jake Hendry, John Kaya, Nathan Martin, Noah Taylor, Darren Barrett, and committed student John Roskub are among the approximately 16,000 students from across the nation who have qualified for this honor and are some of the highest scoring in the state of Oklahoma. The National Merit Scholarship Program is a long-standing academic competition for recognition and scholarships. High school students enter the National Merit Program by taking the pre-SAT and a National Merit Scholarship qualifying test, which serves as an initial screen of nearly 1.5 million entrants each year. Our first National Merit semifinalist is Audrey Crisp. She is accompanied by her parents, Joshua and Amanda Crisp. Future plans include going to college and majoring in biology to become an ophthalmologist. Our second National Merit semifinalist is Connie Feldman. Unfortunately, Connie is unable to be here tonight. Future plans include going to college, majoring in mathematics, and to one day become an entrepreneur. Our third National Merit semifinalist is Jake Henry. Jake is accompanied by his parents, Joe and Jennifer Henry. Future plans include attending college to major in finance or mathematics. Our fourth National Merit semifinalist is John Kaya. John is accompanied by Halil and Hulu Kaya. Future plans are to attend the University of Tulsa, major in finance, and become a university professor. Our fifth National Merit semifinalist is Nathan Martin. Nathan is the son of Ross and Christine Martin. Future plans include attending the University of Oklahoma to major in chemical engineering. Our sixth National Merit semifinalist is Noah Taylor. Noah is the son of Jason and Melissa Taylor. In college, he plans to major in music technology or music performance and aspires to become a recording engineer. Our seventh National Merit semifinalist is Darren Verrett. Darren is accompanied by mother Allison Parker. Future plans include attending the University of Tulsa, majoring in mathematics, and to one day become an engineer or architect. Unable to join us tonight, but we are also proud to recognize a National Merit commended student, John Roscoe. He plans to attend the University of Oklahoma and major in electrical engineering. Joining all of our merit finalists tonight on the field is Miss Crystal Barble, principal of Broken Arrow High School. Tiger fans, let's give a round of applause to these incredible students for their academic excellence and to Miss Barber for her leadership and dedication to our students' success.
Hello, I'm Chuck Perry, Superintendent of Broken Arrow Public Schools, and I wanted to talk to you today about our hybrid academic calendar that we're studying for the 25-26 school year. We've got a committee right now of about 130 parents and teachers and administrators across the district, business leaders in the community, looking at how we can best prepare our students and keep the greatest teaching staff in Oklahoma. Standing in front of Central on Main right now, you know, the history behind it and its impact as a facility for Broken Arrow Public Schools makes me really think of the evolution of schools over time. And I went to a conference a couple years ago, and there was a speaker that talked about if Rip Van Winkle woke up in America, the only thing he would recognize is public schools. And that's sad to me, and we've got to be innovative. We've got to be progressive as a school district, provide the best education so our students are best prepared once they enter the workforce post-BA public schools. I want to talk to you today about several things, factors that go into this decision. First thing I want you to know is this does not reduce the amount of hours that your student will be in school in Broken Arrow. We're mandated for 1,080 hours during a school year, and that will not change at all. Just how it's broken up may change. The main thing on the why behind it that I want you to really think about is it's not to save money, it's not to cut utility costs or transportation costs, it's to retain and recruit the best teachers in Oklahoma. We need great teachers in the classroom. Nothing will have a greater impact than having those great teachers and the best ones that really do a great job of teaching the content, but also inspiring your students to be the best version of themselves that they can be. We want to take a look at this, be innovative. There is no final decision that has been made. We may not go to this for the 25-26 school year. We've got a calendar set out that will provide us a February decision. We started this process back in late September. We'll have several meetings. We have subcommittees broken up. They'll be studying this, again, to find out if it's the best fit for BA Public Schools and obviously ultimately for our students. The update that you will be receiving at the November board meeting, if you want to tune into that, That is a great way to find the information that's been vetted out so far by our subcommittees. And then again, the final decision will be made in February. Appreciate you taking the time to listen today and to take a look at this. And from our standpoint, we're just trying to get better. Thank you for being a part of Broken Arrow Public Schools, and always remember, the best is yet to come. You may have heard about the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation, but did you know they fund more than just teacher grants?
We fund BizTown, an immersive learning experience that teaches all 5th grade students about business operations and leadership opportunities within our community.
We support Project Graduation, a fun and safe event for our seniors to celebrate the culmination of their high school career.
We fund the Read to Succeed initiative that puts 4 books in the hands of every 2nd grade student in the district.
We support our site and district Teachers of the Year with monetary awards because we know teachers have the greatest impact on student learning.
Since 1992, the Foundation has given more than $1 million to support Broken Arrow teachers and students. And that's only possible because of the generosity of our local community.
With an established vision to promote academic excellence and provide enhanced educational opportunities for the talented young minds of our beloved community, the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation continues to have a lasting impact on students' lives.
And it's easier than ever for you to join us in that mission. Every dollar you donate is a direct investment in our community's future leaders, innovators, and change makers. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation. I hope you'll join us in our efforts to connect the community with the classroom.
The construction program at Broken Arrow is offering students in grades 9 through 12 a unique opportunity to gain real-life, hands-on skills and is available to students enrolled at any site. The program currently offers Construction 1 and Construction 2, with plans to expand as it continues to grow.
The idea is to get students introduced to the trades and teach them some life skills like employment skills.
Firstly, what made me interested in this class, Mr. Reese, I did have him prior at the high school, great teacher. I just want to expand my knowledge, get work ready, maybe see if there's anything else I could be interested in this industry. Most of the work that we do is teamwork. We work in groups of 4 typically. We did houses earlier for framing practice and learned how to do bird's mouth cuts.
The reason I took this class was my dad, he has his own construction business, and I just want to learn some more. It's a fun class. I recommend it a lot. You get to learn new skills every day, and it's good for your future.
There's an alternative to just going to college and to really, like I said, we're doing some employment skills. So teaching these guys some real life skills that they benefit them, but then introducing them to trades, and then they'll have a leg up when going to Tulsa Tech or things like that. And it's just, this class is just a real surface level on all the different trades. We have five classes this year. I'm the only teacher. You know, this program is going to explode in the next few years. This is an elective class. It's a 2-semester class. Talk to your counselor. We teach a lot of safety in the first semester that you can't miss.
After completing these courses, students can opt to join the construction program at Tulsa Tech as juniors and seniors. The program recently received a generous donation of tools from Hilti, valued at nearly $16,000, and a $75,000 contribution from the Tulsa Home Builders Association Charitable Foundation. These resources ensure that students have access to top quality equipment and training, making this program an excellent stepping stone into the construction industry.
Hello, BA family. I'm here today at our event center. So excited, a big day for our Fine Arts Department. Here with me is Darren Davis, our Executive Director of Fine Arts, and tell us about this big award this morning.
This is special what happened today. We had an inaugural award from the OSSAA presented to us as a Fine Arts Program of Excellence, Performing Arts School of Excellence.
Broken Arrow High School is consistently setting and raising the bar of excellence in each and every area of your arts programs. It is my distinct honor to extend heartfelt congratulations to Broken Arrow High School's Performing Arts Program for being selected as the recipient of also the inaugural OSSAA Performing Arts School of Excellence Award. Students, staff, administrators, and guests, I think you can all agree with me that this level of achievement is rare, and what the Broken Arrow High School arts community is achieving is truly special and deserving of this celebration. I am so excited to be here to celebrate this incredible accomplishment with each of you. Congratulations.
To piggyback off of that, representatives from Indianapolis, from the National Federation of High Schools.
Governs all fine arts athletics.
It's like the NCAA is to college athletics and events. The NFHS came here to present Broken Arrow as the national award winner for their Performing Arts School of Excellence for 2024, the 9th in history and the first time in Oklahoma.
One thing I want to say is the national impact of Broken Arrow High School's Performing Arts program cannot be understated. When we were looking at schools and who we should honor for this year, in the state of Oklahoma came to the top of our discussion panel. The first thing I heard from everybody around the country was like, it's got to be Broken Arrow, right? And they're like, yeah, we can only do Broken Arrow. So that's a huge kudos to what's happening here. In recognition of the National Performing Arts Week, a week that is dedicated to reminding the public of the first-class programs that exist for our youth today. The presentation of this plaque is bestowed upon one school that exemplifies the characteristics of excellence, pride, community involvement, and dedication to the performing arts. One more time, congratulations, Broken Arrow High School. Thank you, man.
And I want to give a thank you to our teachers and our directors because they pour blood, sweat, and tears over their program. So one more thank you to you all, to our teachers and directors.
And I just love what our Fine Arts Department does, and the impactful thing to me is that when you have strong fine arts in a district, it not only affects the students that are in it, but also students that are outside of it, because it's such a powerful force. It's part of education, what we do here in BA.
Sure is. I mean, to see that broad perspective of what the arts and arts does for our community and our school is really remarkable.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Great day here at the Event Center. Again, thank you to you and your entire staff for what you do every day for our students. And always remember, the best is yet to come.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Leisure Park Elementary has reached an exciting milestone, earning Lighthouse status as one of the nation's newest Blue Ribbon schools. This recognition comes after 2 years of focused effort and commitment from the entire school community. Through hard work, dedication, and collaboration, Leisure Park Elementary has been able to provide the data needed to show not only significant improvements in the school itself, but also measurable student growth.
I've been at this building for 14 years, and sometimes you start thinking, well, that's the way we've always done it, and we found better ways to do so many things. And some of the improvements that we did for our school, just because our focus was on that student focus group, we've really focused on our level 3 kids. And this ramp right here is so instrumental. One of our students who is in a wheelchair, and he has his own access right over on the other side so that he is completely accessible for his wheelchair. It was just a really exciting day watching his face for the first time. Really made everything worthwhile.
The Lighthouse status is the highest award from the Blue Ribbon Schools of Excellence program, awarded to schools who demonstrate high achievement in areas such as school culture, climate, challenging curriculum, active teaching and learning and technology integration, leadership, and more.
They take schools who are good and make them great. It's about 1,000 little things that you do along the way that they help you and figure out ways to shore up areas that you maybe just have gotten complacent in. But most of all, it's about climate and culture. It's making sure that your people are happy, your parents are happy, your students are happy. And if you have those 3 things, it's a great trifecta. You can accomplish anything.
This is year 23. I started at Leisure Park and it became home immediately and will probably always be home until I'm finished. Sometimes the standard form of testing and assessments does not show the growth that our students are able to accomplish. And as a teacher, we see that growth every day, but how do we get it on paper so that others can see it? So we began looking at sight word data, and our sight word data started showing expansive growth from all of our students.
Every single person was just working on that one mission to make sure that we could show some improvement. And after a year of collecting data, we were named a Lighthouse School because our data came back. Our kids grew exponentially. But you know what? It also shows you shine a light on it and it's going to get better. And that's kind of their whole principle. You just shine lights on the areas that you're weak and you expose those. People start working on ways to get better. Number 2 thing is buy-in. You have to have everybody in your building on board. There's no way it could be a principal-led activity. I'd forgotten how many weekends that we spent together just getting all that data together so we could send it in.
Leisure Park is special because of the people, our kids, our families. Mrs. Dotson, she is an awesome leader. We weren't trying to look for perfection. We're looking for progress. That was our focus, 100% progression and just for our kids to feel good about themselves. And that takes our parents, our kids being willing to put the extra effort in. It takes all of our teachers, and that's what we did.
What makes Leisure Park a special school is that it's a really nice, kind, and loving school.
What makes Leisure Park a special place is all of the teachers. They are really kind and helpful to all of our students. What it means for Leisure Park to be a Blue Ribbon school is being able to help others in need.
By fostering an environment of support and excellence, Leisure Park Elementary has created a space where every student has the opportunity to grow and succeed. The Lighthouse status is a symbol of the bright future ahead and a reflection of what can be accomplished through teamwork and perseverance. Halftime almost wrapping up here on ArrowVision as you rejoin us here for this edition of Broken Arrow Tigers football. Well, we also want to, of course, welcome those that are joining us throughout the Norman market this evening. Norman North, they've got themselves a 3-point lead over the BA Tigers. 24-21 is that specific scoreline. We'll also get to some scorelines from around 6A football as well. Of course, myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside Maurice Wallace and Madison Dildine down on the sidelines, bringing you tonight's action. Owasso, no surprise here, 30-0. They're up on the 5-1 Edmond Memorial team that, honestly, if we thought anybody was going to maybe give them a shot or a run, it was them. And again, I'm still not surprised Owasso running away with everything this year right now. Just an interesting one. Opposite scoreline, it's only 3-0 Westmore over Edmond Santa Fe right now. Deer Creek and Jenks are going at it. Jenks has a 3-score lead, 21-0 at half. 21-7 is the lead for Norman over Moore right now. Mustang and Edmond North, they take on one another on Friday. Bixby, they've already wrapped up their game 49-7. Just semantics as they enter the fourth quarter soon there. Union's up 42-13 at half on UConn. And we're set for second half action here from the campus of Broken Arrow. Norman North, who was able to take advantage of a personal foul at the end of the half, is going to kick away and send it on out. It gives us time to chat about what we saw in the first half. And, well, back to business here in half number 2.
I mean, who makes the best adjustments? Norman North or Broken Arrow? I mean, I have all my money on our guys making the best adjustments. And also a big shout-out to our bigs up front on the offensive line. I know their Viper guy, their defensive tackle, Garrison Utley, has went down. So far we haven't seen him. So I continue to run it at their guy, number 52. Marcus Reeves, and see if he can show up.
Handoff to Roberson up the middle. He's going to go for what is 5, if not 6 yards on first down. It's a good start for the run game that has been an enigma here tonight at times. It's broken off for a massive touchdown run by Roberson, but also it's been stopped on some big 4th and 1s. It comes and it goes here, and that's credit to Norman North's defensive front, who at times has had some lapses but have really been fantastic here tonight so far.
And that's just what they do. I mean, they're doing a great job. Looks like there's a good tackle right there by that cornerback.
Had some players banged up in the first half. We'll go down to Madison with that injury update coming into our second half.
Just with Zeke Wilson, and he said he will do the game tonight. He will not be returning. He's on crutches, has a boot on. Looks like it's his right leg.
So tight end Zeke Wilson done for the night, and from what it at least sounds, we won't speculate too far, potentially mid to long term on an injury like that if he's got a boot on for sure, as Caden Lawless will come into the backfield. He'll take the handoff as well. Out wide to the right side, rolls on forward. That looked to be Corey Sango rather in the backfield. So the freshman will pick up the first down, and with 10:54 left, it will move the chains.
I mean, big shout out to the Wilson family. Hope speedy recovery for Zeke right there. Great kid. You know, once again, I mean, the bigs, it's on them right now.
Deep down the sideline, it is caught. Is it enough to get to the end zone? Not quite, but what a connection deep on first down, and a flag on the play is going to give us concern. It lands at about the 37.
I mean, that's blowing the top off right there. I mean, we got the guys to blow the top off on their defense. Penalties decline.
Penalty's going to be declined as it is a hold, and the Tigers to start the half are going to have a scenario of 1st and goal.
And that's what we do. I mean, run the ball, bring them safeties, bring them corners down, get their eyes wrong, and, hey, just throw the ball over the top. And obviously, Zane Matthews-Boudreau right there. Big play.
St. Matthews-Boudreau with the big play of the night for himself. Handoff, Roberson tries to lean towards the goal line. Still pushing, and he at least gets to the 1-yard line. It's going to be second down with about at least a foot to go.
And this is huge right here. I mean, coming out of halftime, like I said, it's about adjustments. So, obviously, you go in, you draw up your top 5 plays that you want to come out in halftime to take care of business. And that big play by Jeremiah and Zane was the key to that series right there. So, if we could punch it in right here, this is exactly what we want to do as an offense.
So Jamba Willie push forward again for the second time tonight on a QB sneak near the goal line. Ball came loose. Norman North has it in the end zone, and my goodness, a turnover.
It's a touchback.
And a touchback, and Norman North gets the ball back. Do we have a turnover on the field before any whistles or the football crossing the goal line? At least on the field, that was what was determined. And we'll have to take a peek at the replay, but Norman North getting all the turnover breaks down the stretch. They turned the ball over for the first 2 times tonight, and since then it has been all Norman North in that department. An injury timeout on the field right now. And what did we just see?
Obviously, we've seen the ball fumbled into the end zone right there. As we see on this replay here, they're going for it. He's reaching, and that's just a strip. I don't think he was in. I don't think he had crossed the goal line. So, obviously, they're getting tackled in the end zone, so that's a touchback. Norman North to get the football at the 20-yard line. I mean, and in a situation like that, I mean, obviously, we talk about experience right there. But sometimes if you can't get it in, just go ahead and protect that football, live to play another down.
Ball security on what was a 2nd and goal ended up being the issue. And 1st and 10 for the Timberwolves. I mean, somehow, honestly, I don't think they could have topped some of the plays they made defensively earlier in the game. They just did.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the pylon cam like they do in the NFL, but obviously it didn't look like he was across the line.
I don't know, with ArrowVision and everything Greg's able to do, he might find a way here at some point.
Oh, man, if we can get that done, Greg, that'd be great.
Norman North, 1st and 10. Can't believe we're saying that here right now after a tremendous stop on the goal line.
And this is what's going to have to happen. I mean, you got to keep the pressure on the quarterback, do a better job of keeping him in the pocket all night long, control the running game, and take care of the passing lanes. I mean, obviously our DBs are trying to do what they got to do, but we got to take care of the passing lanes and secure that to possibly, hopefully get a turnover right here or a turnover on downs or make them punt the football.
Still just a 3-point game here right now. Broken Arrow just needing a good stop here to get the ball back and get some revenge to open up this second half. It is Eshelman, slides that one
Gotta make that
up
tackle.
the middle, and an open field tackle missed. As you mentioned, that's going to pick up the first down because of those extra yards after contact. A 1st and 10.
And watching film, I mean, that's a play that we've seen a few times, but I know I've seen it and watching film more than a few times against Union. They just go right there, right behind the backers, find a little hole right there, settles in. Quarterback zips the ball right in there. He makes the guy miss, and he gets a first down.
Eshelman. Offset to his right, the running back handoff up the middle. It looks to be Mason, and he's able to lower his head for 7, if not 8 yards on first down.
And that's right up the A-gap right there. Right up the A-gap right there. So, obviously, they're trying to soften up our defensive line right here. See what we got going on this second down at about 1, Luke.
So what could have been a Broken Arrow lead now sees still said deficit going into the locker room, and Norman North driving down with confidence offensively. Ton of motion here by this defensive front. Outside and a handoff and a carry by Mason. Picks up the first down after picking up the block, and there you have it. Moving the chains in plus territory now are the Timberwolves.
And all they're doing is just they're attacking the boundary, attacking the weak side of the defense. We're a little bit outnumbered on that side right there. So that's just a part of their game plan as we go on 1st and 10, moving the ball to Norman North is.
Snap here, Eshelman, handoff to Mason, bouncing to the outside a bit, reaching for 2 yards, now 3 on first. Big and McCluskey picking up the recorded tackle.
It was here on the nice little cutback, following his blockers. Pretty good vision right there. Strong run. Brings up 2nd at about 7.
2nd and 7. Empty set in the shotgun is Eshelman. Looks to his right, releases immediately, and the pickup by Carmen is enough for the first.
And this right here, great tackle by Hudson as he makes a great effort getting to the sideline, making a tackle. But this is right in Norman North's wheelhouse. I mean, they're with the lead. They got a turnover. Broken Arrow's a little reeling right now. Not saying their heads are down, but they're not used to what's going on right now against a team that's 0-6. So this is right where Norman North wants Broken Arrow.
Norman North trying to turn turnovers into points. They've been able to do it here tonight. Slinging a sidearm pass and a first down up the middle Tremendous connection to Carter Hammer. Maybe the best ball we've seen out of Eshelman's hand here tonight, and he's starting to heat up.
And he's starting to feel it right now as he waited for his receiver. Great protection up front from Norman North's lineman right there. And he waits for that route to develop, and he zips it right in there into the soft part of our defense. And another first down.
Owen Eshelman in an empty set again, wants to look towards the goal
Seam
line,
route.
sidearm seam route, touchdown.
One high look.
Back-to-back routes like that in the same spot on the field have gotten it done here tonight, and Norman North has a 2-possession lead, barring an upcoming extra point.
Okay, if we see the replay right here, obviously they ran 2 guys right up the seam right there. So as a defensive back, as a free safety, you got to kind of sit up there and play the quarterback wherever the quarterback's shoulders are going. You want to try to get to that spot right there. He did a great job looking guys off and just finding the guy right there in the seam route, and it's 6 points for Norman North.
Kick is up and no problem. We'll send it to break. Our first break here of the second half. Norman North, a goal line stand, strips the ball and gets the ball back. They turn it into points. It's 31-21. We'll be back on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
We are down on the field with our Game Changers, Quick Trip Game Changer student recognition of the night. Of course, our Quick Trip Game Changer student recognition includes, of course, the characteristics of tenacity, integrity, gratitude, expectations, and respect. Those Tiger traits, they're all over the field every week as we get a chance to recognize our Quick Trip Game Changer student recognition, and the Broken Arrow community coming on out here to support.
The future of Broken Arrow, and it looks bright. And going back to that touchdown right there, Luke, I said it off during the break. I mean, obviously they had 4 wide right there. We had a 1 high safety look. The strong safety negator, they have to, in my opinion, this is the way I would say it, but I don't know what the adjustment they're going to make down there. They got to carry that seam carry that seam underneath to give that a harder throw for the quarterback to make that an over the top throw instead of a on the line throw for the quarterback to make. But I mean, good play call by Norman North right there. We just got to do a better job of defending that seam route.
Kickoff is fielded at the 1. It's going to be returned by Octavian Roberson. He's got room. Some space outside. He finds that space and gets to what might be the 25. So a lot of work for, unfortunately, nothing extra. But a good effort by Roberson on the outside. 31-21. Look, there's a lot of football left to play here,
yes,
but at the same time, the other side of the same coin, and yes, it's the same coin, is you got to start playing perfect football in certain areas, and that's no more turnovers for the remainder of tonight.
No more turnovers. Protect the seam route. Offense, do what you got to do. Run the football. I mean, 6 minutes and 32 seconds left in the third quarter. This is just fine. It's okay. We're fine. Just play football.
Corey Sango, the freshman, takes this one and lowers his head for a pickup of 4 on first down.
And that's just, I mean, like I said, Norman North is feeling themselves. They see what they see. They're getting off of blocks. They're playing good defense right now, stymieing our offensive line right now. Those 3 guys up front and the 3-man front are doing a great job of plugging those holes.
Jeremiah Satemba receives new instructions. Drops back looking to his left. Has some time, but has to get away from one man who got loose. And getting loose and picking up the sack was Tate Johnson.
And they got to him quick, all right. Tate Johnson got to him quick. Looking at that play right there, Luke, I think he was looking for Tayshawn on the corner route right there, but couldn't get to him. And great play by Norman North's defensive lineman on getting the sack right there.
3rd down and 16, and trouble brewing now for the Tigers.
Third down and 16 for the Tigers.
I still think we're fine right here. I mean, we just got to play with ourselves as Norman North looks like they're back in their DBs. Kind of a rocky look that we play, back in their DBs to the sticks. Anything behind them, they don't want to get anything behind them. Keep everything in front and get into a 4th down.
Satemba, screen pass left side, bobbled there by what looked to be Sango on the catch on the outside. Sango stretching forward, and just at the original line of scrimmage is where the Tigers will get to, but with what is now 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter and counting, looks like BA will have to have a important stop defensively upcoming.
And this is how you do it. How do you want to defend it? You got to defend it, knowing there's multiple fakes, as I said so far in this broadcast, Luke. Multiple fakes, so we'll see if they punt it away. Looks like a
flag here. Might have been some motion early. False start on BA is what we believe will be the case. That's just going to most likely put the feather in the cap of certainly making the decision to punt the football upcoming.
Well, the back judge looked like he made that, threw the flag on that.
Still a conversation being had about said call. Now 3 in our crew are having said discussion.
I mean, my eyes have been wrong with the flags tonight, so I mean, if anybody's eyes is wrong, it's mine tonight.
Maybe so.
Looks like it's going to be on Norman North. Looks like a legal substitution. So, I mean, obviously, he's the guy that's going to make that call right there, so a legal substitution. So maybe things change right here.
We get them mic'd up for the coin toss through Madison and her mic downstairs, but unfortunately don't get that microphone in conversations like that. So with it being 4th down still, and what is 5 now after the Norman North penalty, it is now a little bit more of a scenario where we'll wait and see what truly happens. Satemba is going to kick it away, and it's going to be fair caught, but bobbled and dropped and landed on safely and carefully by Carter Hammers. So Norman North making sure that disaster didn't strike right before that moment. We'll take a short break. We'll be back. It's Norman North's offense on the field with a 10-point lead. You're watching on ArrowVision.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Hello, Tulsa. Join us for Shield's grand opening on October 19th at the Woodland Hills Mall. Step inside to the ultimate retail experience. Shop your favorite brands, ride the Ferris wheel, and enjoy sweet treats at Fuzzy Wings Candy Factory. See you soon on October 19th.
4:23 to go in our third quarter. It is a 10-point advantage for Norman North. They have a chance to make that not the case, as they have a chance to make it more than just the 10 we see now. Of course, myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Maurice Wallace, and downstairs, Madison Dildine. You're watching Broken Arrow football on ArrowVision, and a lot has to be of a concern here for a moment for BA. But on that sideline, I guarantee you that's not the moment they're taking. They are taking it business as usual, trying to get back to work. Outside, and a great carry here by Byron Mason. And Mason sets the tone on this offensive drive.
Well, you know, they go into this series right here, and they got 2 high safeties. Corner at the top playing about 7-8 yards back. I mean, when you got safeties about 10-12 yards deep, you run the football, and that's the big play you get. You got trips down to the near side.
Messiah Owens moving up to the bottom side of your screen in man coverage. Slicing throw left side, cutting up the field and picking up another first down, moving about as fast as they can go. Norman North. This flag happens after the play was complete. This may be on Norman North, and in particular, we're looking at a potential culprit in Daniel McMorris, one of the offensive linemen for the Timberwolves.
I mean, they had 2 guys to choose from. He had 2 guys, one in the flat, one in the deep part of the flat. So, I mean, pick your poison with that. Brings up a first down, but We'll see with this flag. Who's it on? Probably on Norman North.
It might be McMorris with some extracurriculars.
We have a dead ball, personal foul, white.
So it is. It's a personal foul, a dead ball foul, and the Timberwolves are marched down back.
So they bring up about 1st and long since it happened after the play.
First down picked up, but they do lose yards regardless, as it's simply just a fresh set of downs for the Timberwolves. They'll be near what is now the 35-yard line. Let's call it now the 37.
With the ebb and flow of a game, Luke, I mean, it's still a big series for the defense. I mean, your backs are against the wall. You're down by 10. I mean, the game is on you right now. Even if they get 3 points out of this, I mean, it's still a victory, but is it a victory? I think you can't allow any points to go on the scoreboard in this series.
There's some cushion here in the slot position. It is a pitch out wide with some blocking on up ahead. Good open field tackle by Messiah Owens. He seems to come up and clutch in those scenarios every which way, and he does so again right now.
And right now they're doing what they want to do on getting on the edge on us right now, as they got 3 receivers to the top. We got 2 guys defending them. We just got to do a better job. We got to do a better job as we bring another secondary guy, another free safety over.
3:32. Clock continues to roll. Eshelman communicates with his O-line.
Now we got 3-on-3 on the top.
3-on-3 at the top in man coverage. It is a keeper for Eshelman. He'll put 2 hands on the football and roll on ahead for a first down.
Yeah, I mean, you take your guys out of the box. That's exactly what they're doing. They're spreading us out, getting 3 guys, taking the safety over, and all you do is you just hey, do what you got to do, get the quarterback run game going right here into the boundary, and we'll see if Norman North goes back to that. 2 high safety look again.
Eshelman, QB draw, quick draw there for sure. And it is a stamper on ahead for at least 2.
And Lamont's on the tackle right now. So right here, Luke, I mean, you're spreading us out. So to me, it's on the box guys. The guys got to do their job of getting off of blocks and making the tackles, because obviously the quarterback's going to make his read. And to me on that one, it looked like he was checking out Don Fryer up at the top, seeing if he had what he had, and he went to a secondary play.
Down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds in our third quarter. Sling down the sideline. He had his man just a little bit high on the throw. Jaden Carman was the intended receiver. And there is laundry near the offensive line, or at least the line of scrimmage.
Is that on Gunner? Or
it's going to be on the Timberwolves. So a holding call is going to march him on back. This is your chance to finish the drive. If you're the Tigers and down by 10 right now, you know that it almost becomes vital.
Mm-hmm. And hey, this is another big one right here. If we make this stop right here on these next 2 downs, allow no points, we're still in the ball game. I mean, you're never out of the ball game with 12+ minutes left in this entire ball game. You're not out of the ball game. So I think we still stay calm, play our defense as we got 2 high safety look again as Norman North is making their call at the line of scrimmage.
Running back to the left of Eshelman in the shotgun. 3 to the top side, 1 to the near here. Motion by the defensive front. It's going to be a wide out move by Eshelman, and, well, maybe nothing on the play just about.
Well, I mean, he had the blocks. If he continues to go outside to the perimeter, I think he has the blocks out front. But, you know, great job by our guys.
Don Fryer
flying in. Brings up 3rd and 18.
3rd down, 18 yards. We'll see if that seam route comes into play. It's a bubble screen instead. 18 yards is what they need, and finally, just mere moments from breaking out to the left side, the Norman North Timberwolves is taken down, that being Mason James, and he was close to a break he needed.
I mean, you got the field goal kicker here to make it a 13-point football game. But you do have the confidence in going for it right here. You got a 4th down, and it looks like about 4th down and 4, 4th down and 5. Great tunnel screen play by them, but we did a great job of rallying to the football and making the tackle by Don Fryer.
So here it is, getting enough on 3rd down to have the confidence to go for it on 4th. 4th and 5 is what they need. Eshelman drops back. He'll sling over the middle, has 5. Now near the goal line, reaching at the 1. It is a 1st and goal.
I mean, that's just the soft part of the defense. As the running back went outside, it kind of took Don Fryer the way he did, and they had 2 receivers going straight up the field. The other one just loops in behind the secondary right there. Great play as they go in tempo right here.
Quick tempo and a lean towards the goal line is short.
Inside the 1-yard line, looks like on this play.
The Timberwolves trying to make this a 17-point game when it was just a 3-point game to start the half. 30 seconds to go and counting left here in the 3rd.
And we'll see if Norman North wants to take it to the quarter, but they're feeling themselves, so we'll see as their head coach is telling their quarterback just to hold off real quick. Play clock's at 22, so you got the flag. Looks like they had 12 men.
Looks to be the case. Norman North's coaching staff wondering why they weren't allowed to get that 12th man off the field yet. And now the conversation is not between the coaching staff and the officials, but the players and the officials for right now. At least we're getting our call here. An illegal substitution call is ultimately the penalty. And now with 12.7 seconds left, it's a different scenario.
Well, I mean, that's the second one on them tonight. Obviously, personnel issues, personnel miscommunication by Norman North. I mean, you got to get that corrected for the fans down there in Norman North. But it's a gift to us, 2nd down. Now we get a little bit more breathing room to do what we got to do. But we just have to play defense here. We cannot let them score any points on this series with 12 seconds left in this half or in this quarter.
There are moments that make a football game, and right now seems to be one of them. 6-yard line, 2nd and 6 to go. It'll count it down all the way to the end of what is our 3rd quarter, and they would like to go all the way down and, well, try it on the other end of things here. So we'll have the 4th quarter upcoming. Gives us a chance to go down to the field for our first National Bank Kick for Cash. Opportunity to make anywhere from $100 to $150 to $250. And if you're a high school student, it goes a long way, for sure, at the end of the day. So
even if you're a college student, that still goes a long way.
No kidding. I know from experience at times for sure. As our first National Bank Kick for Cash is student kicker Macy Marasini. She's got the choice to kick from 10, 15, or the 20-yard line. She's going to kick from the 15, and she's going to go for $150 here.
I think she got it. I think she's got it, Luke. I'll bet $1 she has it.
The kick is up, and the kick is good. I didn't put it in writing for you, so I'll keep my Washington. But I'll tell you what, Miss Macy's got herself $150 here tonight, and what a kick for her.
Yes.
Without a doubt, as there's the cash right there for in her hands.
Hey,
what a kick.
Hey, having $150 on fall break is huge.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I think she's sitting there going, I should have kicked from 20.
Well,
she had the distance from at least 25.
Oh, yeah, she could have nailed it from 20.
No doubt. So Macy gets it done.
Oh.
Dominant. And Madison Dildine, of course, updating us downstairs. Of course, Macy, women's basketball player here for us. And well, why not? Get on the soccer field. Get on the football field if you want, for sure. Our kick for cash is good this week, and that's always a good sign for sure. Now we'll get back to a little bit of the defensive reality for this BA Tigers team, and that penalty is going to come up large in the small things here right now. 12 minutes on the clock.
And if you're Norman North, are you thinking field goal or are you thinking 2 downs right here.
And I think it's probably a 2-down scenario for them. But, hey, there are moments in your season where big goal line stops can add up, and one of them could be right here. We'll get motion out to the right side. It's Eshelman to try to cut up now. Eshelman's going to go down, shy of the goal line, but inside the 5.
We got to hold them up. We got to build a brick wall right here. Don't let them get through the brick wall. Don't let them chisel through. So 3rd down at the 3-yard line.
3rd down and 3.
This is where we need the band to just go crazy in their section right here. I know they can't play any instruments right now, but hey, just bringing the noise for the defense and supporting them. This is what we got. This is where we got to have them also.
Trying to stop and make a goal line stand. One more try, and will it stay out? It does.
It does. Big
Broken
time.
Arrow sets up a 4th down
time.
decision for the Timberwolves.
And it looks like he's going to go for the field goal. So here's the big deal. As Blankenship did allude to at the halftime interview, we got to stop hurling.
Right.
I mean, now.
This is a moment where a penalty could finish the game off for
Exactly. So, I mean, do you go for the block or you just let him kick the field goal and get it? But obviously you make the adjustments in halftime. That's why you have halftime.
The kick is up and good, so now it's going to be a 13-point game, but you keep it a 2-possession ball game tonight, something you did not have the capability of doing if they get into the end zone, most likely there. We'll go to break. When we come back, 10:33 to go in regulation. BA, they need 2 scores. It's going to be a comeback down the stretch tonight if possible. ArrowVision.
Hello, Tulsa. Join us for Shield's grand opening on October 19th at the Woodland Hills Mall. Step inside to the ultimate retail experience. Shop your favorite brands, ride the Ferris wheel, and enjoy sweet treats at Fuzzywigs Candy Factory. See you soon on October 19th.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision. We appreciate you joining us tonight. We also want to thank and welcome those who are listening in the Norman market, the Norman North fan base. Shout out, of course, to the Norman North broadcaster, Josh. Wasn't able to be here tonight, but glad to be able to have all of you join us here on ArrowVision. 10.5 minutes to go, and hey, the Tigers haven't had a scenario this season where they really have a chance to do this in front of their home crowd. A big comeback by 10 or more points in a spot where you only have 10.5 minutes to go, and there's a chance to kind of settle the game down, I think, for yourself offensively. Turnovers have been the issue.
It's a quick score right here. 10 minutes and 33 seconds left, down by 13. You've been bamboozled right here. So go ahead, go out, try to make a big score right here real quick as we're running a little bit of power action right here. But, I mean, obviously, Norman North has done a great job of keeping everything in front of them. And I know we're trying to see what we're going to do here, but they've done a great job in the secondary. I know a couple passes have got over top, but in this situation right here, Norman North's going to play 2 high safeties and keep their corners with everything in front of them.
There's another run up the middle. It's going to make it where it's third and manageable. No problem here, but trying to open up the field on the outside has not necessarily worked out a ton this evening, but there are chances to mix things up. Coming in is Deshaun Jordan, it looks like, into that mix at the top.
And also, Luke, I apologize for interrupting you there, but this is where guys in our wide receiver core have to step up. It's not always Zane and it's not always Tayshaun. Everybody else has to step up and make things happen.
Satamba stepping up himself in the run game. He'll move on ahead, but he's going to be short of the line to gain. 9.5 minutes to go. Decision looking to be made here by BA, and this is about what is a scenario where the coaching staff either believes that this is ball game or it's not.
Well, I mean, this is it right here. You have to go for it right here. 4th down.
Hard count option from the sideline here. 2 in the box above the defensive front. So Temba's going to step up, throwing over the middle, has his man back shoulder, and it connects for a first down up to the 40-yard line.
And that nice little slant route right there by Zane, finding space in between. Zane's hurt right now, finding space in between the safety and the outside and the linebackers for the first down as he's still on the carpet.
Zane Matthews-Boudreau's made a couple of big plays here tonight, this being the latest and greatest for him. But he is on the turf here right now, an injury timeout officially on the field. 8:58 to go. You make that decision on 4th down. It really is at this point in a 13-point game, probably ball game. With the way that Norman North has not only been able to score tonight, but chew up clock when they do so. And it works out. Over the middle, we haven't seen this team really use the passing game up the middle very often. They've done more so here tonight as well as last week, and it worked.
Yeah, and it worked. I mean, it's just one of those deals. I mean, you had the running game going early. I would like to see us stick with the running game to not only eat some clock out, but just impose our will on them. But, I mean, I know things happen, the ebb and flow of a game, and sometimes the game plan doesn't quite go the way you want it to go. But to me, we still have time here. 8:58, down by 13. Need a quick score within the next minute and a half, and we can make this a ball game again.
8:58 to go on the clock officially here in our final frame. Handoff up the middle, a ton of power up the middle. Breaking tackles is Lawless for 8 yards on first down.
And that's what Lawless is going to give you. He's going to go downhill. He's going to go keep on the track that he's supposed to on this spot. He's going to get downhill real quick on the power play.
Lawless right back to work. He stood up at the line to gain, but slings himself off to the left side. The ball will sit around the left hash, moving the chains.
He does a great job of keeping his balance. He does a great job of bouncing off contact, first contact. So I like to see what his yak is these days.
Satemba will step up, lobs one high in the air, miscommunication on the route being ran, and so it's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10 to go.
So, but I mean, the running tempo just is, to me, this is still within the offensive game plan. This is exactly what we still do day in and day out, every day at practice and in games. But like I said, I mean, Garcia, Deshaun Jordan, these guys got to step up. We got to give a shot to Tayshawn.
Satemba throws along the left side.
Zane's back in.
It's connected. St. Matthews-Boudreau on that catch will make it where 3rd down has a lot more options.
Open the playbook right here. Like I said, I mean, I like to see the ball thrown deep right here. But obviously, they have a good flow going on. Nick Irvine coming in for Deshaun. Look like we're going to go a little bit more of a run package right here. Cowboys still in.
Caden Lawless and company receive more instructions from the sideline. Heavy options are on the right side, the far side of the field. Satemba steps up. He's going to commit to the run up the middle, protects the football for a moment. A ton of white hats on the ball. Satemba's helmet comes off, so he'll come off the field with it. It looks like 3rd down, sets up now 4th down, and you want to keep pushing the ball downfield. But right now, Satemba has to come off the field, and coming on is your backup quarterback here tonight, Preston Carter, in the biggest spot of the game.
Well, and I think on that play right there, I think Jeremiah did have him. I know he probably didn't like what he's seen as they're pumping the clock back up for the play clock. But I think you give that ball to Cowboy and let him go one-on-one with that DB right there. And 9 times out of 10, I think Cowboy wins that battle.
Preston Carter trying the hard count won't work. Will the ball be handed off? Expectations for Norman North's defense are that to be the case. But will Preston Carter get a chance to make a play in play number 1 for him tonight?
He's going deep.
He will. Carter, his throw deflected at the last moment, reaching on up. This Norman North defense turns the ball over on downs, and with a 13-point advantage, they take over with 7:50 to go.
And with that outside linebacker, strong safety right there, he just got inside the flat route right there, underneath that route, that hook curl route right there, and made the play. I mean, he got into the passing lanes and turnover on downs, first down, Norman North heading the other way.
We'll send it down to Madison, who has more with this defense, who steps back out onto the field.
Yeah, guys, Coach Hawley was saying, hey, we need to dial in, pay attention, and we have to go 3 and out right here and get offense back on the field. Luke.
Has to be a quick set of downs for sure for this defense, as the time now the biggest enemy rather than the possession game. Handoff up the middle, breaking one slip tackle is the running back here tonight, Mason again. He'll drive on forward. And a big pickup. It's Messiah Owens all night in open space for sure.
Well, and he made two guys miss, made Dagan miss. Looked like Dagan's a little banged up right there coming off the field. But we have to be sure tacklers. I mean, our box guys have to make the tackle at this point of the game right here. I mean, Norman North's going to be in their little 4-minute offense, which they're going to sit up there and try to get as much time off the clock to further their chances of winning this ball game. But now we got second and short.
Second down and short. 7:10 to go and counting. Eshelman takes the snap. Easy handoff. Right side to Mason, and he's thrown down quickly. It'll set up third down, and a chance to get off the field quickly is still alive in this moment.
Great job by Malik Ross right there, making a great tackle, holding his ground, bringing the big back down. It's third down and about 2. This is a big down right here. This is a big down at the 49-yard line.
This offense has been shut all second half long. That door has not cracked open yet. Can the defense give them another shot quickly here late in our ball game? Eshelman wants to run it himself. He carries for the first down and slides, and that's going to move the chains and the clock some more.
I mean, that's something right there that Norman North knows what they were doing. They had the perfect play call on right there. I mean, it's short yardage situation. Put the ball in your best player's hands, the senior quarterback. He's going to make it happen. New set of downs for Norman North in the Broken Arrow territory.
A 13-point game in Eshelman. And his offense feeling like they can make that some more here.
Well, this is where you run the play clock down. Like I said, it's 4-minute offense. Run the play clock down. They're about to run the football as they bring their inside receiver down to a sniffer look right there.
They are a touchdown away from a guaranteed 3-possession game. They are a field goal away from the maximum of a 2-possession game.
Malik Ross again on the tackle right there. I mean, this is a worse situation right now. You know they're going to run the football. I would first guy hold them up, second, third guy come in, just try to strip the football out.
Still on the play clock. They'll milk that as much as they can here.
Looks like we're going to bring 4 right here.
Sees that as the box will empty out just a bit.
Blitz.
Pressure's going to come from the edge, and Eshelman takes advantage of that. He'll run on up. Eshelman has space to the left side. A first down. He's going to stay inbounds. Smart, but he is dragged.
Got a punch thrown down there on the sideline by number 6.
And there it is. Yes. A flag down on the field. It looked to be Mason James, yes, on that flag. So Norman North might see this go backwards a bit.
Yeah, I'm wanting to know if they're going to keep him in the game because that was multiple punches by him to Don Fryer. But on that play right there, they brought 4 with an additional Dagan coming off the edge, and all I did was just open up the C in the middle. Quarterback did a great job getting upfield. First down, try to milk the clock anymore. We'll see what the referee's call is.
During the play, a personal foul on the line.
So the personal foul is officially called against the Timberwolves.
So obviously they didn't see what we saw up here, Luke, but I seen a couple punches thrown by number 6. So we'll see if they're going to discuss that right now.
So still some time here right now for personnel changes to take place. And this Tigers defense feeling more like they've got to find a way to get a takeaway at this point in the game. That play clock will be used as much as possible as long as the clock is rolling for Norman North. So be aware they'll put the football on the ground quite a bit here.
.454 left in the game. Obviously, the officials are discussing some additional things that happened on that play. So we'll see what the official has to say right here. But
he might be alluding something to the effect of what you had mentioned just prior. But instead, looks like the conversation is going to be done, and we'll get back to work.
I mean, it was 2 punches thrown. I mean, I seen it. I mean, it was right into the face mask. He had Don Fryer by the collar of his jersey and 2 thrown punches right there. So we'll see. It looked like he's out the game right now. So we'll see if he actually does come back into the game.
So the ball sits at about the 34. 33 officially, that is. Taking the snap is Eshelman, a handoff, and a ton of space right up the middle to fly. And it will be a first down.
Yeah,
it's going to be Daniel Russell on the run, it looked like.
Touchdown saving tackle by Messiah. I mean, that's Oklahoma football right there. That's Oklahoma high school football. We're going to run the ball right at you. We're going to lock up on you, and we're going to make you like it. We just got to do a better job getting off blocks. We got to do a better job of making plays, not getting our heads down right there. But that's just a great play by Norman North as they continue to get down the field and try to put 6 on the board.
That might have been Kyler Stupples on the carry, in fact. First down at 10, 4:20 and counting to go. Eshelman, another handoff. Mason wants to bounce outside to the left. Loses his footing on a shoestring tackle from Cole Lamont. Finished off by Moore in black and gold, and it'll be second down.
And that's one thing I'll tell you right there, Luke. Cole Lamont's not going to give up. I mean, he's a senior. He's coming down to the end of his senior campaign. He's going to give you everything he got, everything he has. A great play by Cole. Fighting off a block. Looks like that was Colby Crosby. Great play by Colby. My apologies to Colby Crosby's family right there, but great play by Colby.
Motion here from bottom to top on your screen. Eshelman will look to keep it instead. Eshelman might have a lane towards the pylon, breaks one tackle, tiptoes, and he's in. It's Owen Eshelman to make it a 3-possession game officially with 3:28 to go in regulation and an extra point upcoming. The first rushing touchdown of the night for Eshelman comes late in the ball game.
Well, when you got the motion that you got, I mean, eyes start to move. He goes backside. They got the hook block, sealed him off. He makes the play, touchdown Norman North.
Something that this Broken Arrow Tigers defense has been able to do against offenses throughout the year is shut out teams in the second half of the football game. Oh, they are having that be a little bit of their own medicine at the end of tonight if they're not careful, as this game is starting to run away, and it officially has. And you got to find a way to make the best of 3:28 upcoming. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up. 3:28 in regulation to go here on ArrowVision.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Welcome back to ArrowVision. It is Broken Arrow Tigers football. Myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Maurice Wallace and Madison Dildine downstairs. 3:28 left, and Broken Arrow will be receiving the football. They just gave up the most recent score. It's now a 20-point game here, and it's got to be quick and fast, and it's got to be often, and it's got to be onside kicks. And we're just looking into what ultimately is the objective reality of trying to come back in this football game.
How do you finish? That's the question right now. How do you finish, and what character do you have on the sideline knowing that the ball game is a 20-point ball game in favor of Norman North? So what's the character of your guys on the sideline? How do you finish?
The Timberwolves send it away. It'll be returnable. It looks to be Roberson to bring it on out. He'll do so. Left side, he cuts back, and he doesn't get up quite to the 20-yard line. It looks like it'll be the 19 to start the drive. This offense has been quiet in the second half. We go all the way back to the start of the second half. It was at about the half-yard line. A chance to knock in the first score of the half and take your first lead in just a little bit of time. And since that moment of the fumble on the half-yard line into the end zone recovered by Norman North, this has been a rout in the favor of the Timberwolves the other direction. And little plays like that, now in hindsight, you just look back at what could have been to start that half.
Well, they took the momentum and ran with it, Luke. I mean, that's basically what it boils down to. They did what they had to do. They made the play that gets you into a situation to be successful. And so far, they have ran away with it.
So Norman North gets a decent step on first down. No gain, in fact, and Satemba will look to roll out to his right. He looks deep down the field, has to just check up here to Tayshawn Jones-Wade, who cuts back and near the sideline again. Will pick up 4 yards on the reception. Should be about 3rd and 6, rather 3rd and 5 at best.
And body language is key. I mean, one thing that I like to tell my guys, when the going gets tough, it's your body language. How's your body language? And that's what I'm going to watch right here with our program going into the end of this game right now. What's the body language of these kids?
Throw to the right side. He's caught for a good carry here out of the gate. That looked to be indeed Parker Melton on the catch. So Parker Melton getting into the action for the first time this year.
Hey, first catch of the season for Parker Melton. Hey, great route runner, has the speed, senior. If he'd been in the program, if he'd been here from spring to summer, he'd have a bigger impact on this football team right now.
Satemba has to step up to the line of scrimmage, gets rid of it just in time, but he throws it away. In fact, this is going to be incomplete.
And you know, Luke, and I bring up Garrison Utley. I mean, to me that was a big deal. He goes out. I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can get some things going, run right at him. But they've done everything they could to make sure that that wasn't going to be the case tonight.
Satemba gets away from one tackler, has to keep moving. His feet has just about covered the entirety of the 52 yards horizontally, and gets up vertical. There is an injured Timberwolf on the floor here as of right now. 21-yard line on the near side of our screen here, off of your screen viewing on ArrowVision at the moment. Looking down, it would seem to be Isaiah Coates on the floor right now. So we'll take an injury timeout for the moment. We'll take a break really fast. 2:02 left here in the ball game. The Tigers have moved the ball up near midfield. We'll be back on ArrowVision.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Hello, Tulsa. Join us for Shield's grand opening on October 19th at the Woodland Hills Mall. Step inside to the ultimate retail experience. Shop your favorite brands, ride the Ferris wheel, and enjoy sweet treats at Fuzzy Wig's Candy Factory. See you soon on October 19th.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
We're back here on ArrowVision. Isaiah Coates, 34 in white and green here tonight, laboring off the field, and certainly be thinking about him as he heads to the sideline. Looks to be okay in the long run, but certainly in some pain. Deep throw down the field is popped off the hands of Tayshawn Jones-Wade, or rather Zane Matthews-Boudreau on that attempt, and it'll be incomplete. It's a second down and 10 here now. Going to have to make some big plays and some big plays fast, and that's why this Tigers team is taking those shots here as of right now. Down by 20 with 1:56 left. Basically semantics at this point, but how you finish is exactly what you had mentioned on and off air, and that's what they're trying to do right now. Stepping up a Satemba again. One more shot might beat everybody downfield, and Satemba puts about 5 more yards on that ball, and it's not only a catch, but probably a touchdown for Zane Matthews-Boudreau, who had beat everybody, including the safeties.
And that's something that we haven't, we've done very seldom tonight, is get behind their secondary. And you got to take advantage of that opportunity. Got a little bit too far inside on that. Like you said, if he's about 5 more yards further with that throw, we're celebrating a touchdown for the Tigers right now. But you know they'll go deep again on third down. They'll probably try to get the first down on this play, but you got to take your shots.
Here it is, 3rd and 10. Now in that prevent defensive scheme, as of right now, going to have to throw underneath those safeties most likely. Satemba's going to run it instead. There he goes, first down, no problem, slides, and we'll get to the next play. Quickly, they want to move here as the clock will begin to roll once the chains are set.
And that's what you do. I mean, you take your 2 shots on first and second down. On third down, you get the first down, and you go back right at it again, or they're going to take the shots again as Norman North is sitting in their prevent defense.
There's Satemba to toss towards the sideline and off of the hands of Zane Matthews-Boudreau. That's the 3rd target here since the timeout to him. 0 for 3 on those targets, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little bit outside on that throw right there on an out route. Sure we'll get that back.
So second down. Satemba will look to step into a throw, but he's going to run it instead. Satemba needing the sideline. He's reaching towards that sideline, and it looked like they will mark him out, but
about a couple yards
close. Might be just short of the first down marker.
About a yard and a half, Luke.
He got out of bounds, which was the ultimate decision for Satemba to try to complete. He'll look to get rid of it this time. Over the middle, it's caught. There it is. Over the middle to Deshaun Jordan. And it is going to be a first down.
And I like what I see right here. Like I said, don't lose the fight. Don't lose this part of the fight. get in the end zone, finish the way we need to finish.
Satamba looking to his right, progresses now to the left, flicks one out wide. It's Roberson to try to cut back up the field. He's going to reverse everything. Roberson trying to make a big play happen up the middle. He's going to have to hurry. Roberson dangling by everybody, and about as unconventional as it gets, is in for a touchdown.
Hey, he is exciting. Great vision on that play. Gets the ball at about the 15-yard line on the other side of the field and does his little razzle-dazzle. Gets back into the end zone. What a play by Agent Zero, as we see on this replay.
Satamba looks to his right, has to option to his left. Roberson's there, no problem. Ends the play with a touchdown along the right side as he cuts all the way back. Basically, it turned into a kick return, and he was able to find his way in for the touchdown. Special play by a special kid, and like you said, finishing strong is what you want to do here. And little formula pieces like that will help you do so.
He's an exciting kid to watch, and I can't wait to watch him more and more in the years to come. But like I said, Luke, I mean, said it about 4 or 5 minutes ago, it's how you finish. The body language of the team, the character of the team. In situations like this, you let a game get away from you. How do you finish? And so far, I think that we finished the way we needed to finish, even though that the game was a little bit out of hand with 1 minute and 3 left. I mean, obviously we'll get an onside attempt right here. But, I mean, to me, you get the onside right here, you get a score. Now it's a different ball game. So it's a never give up attitude right here. So it's still within striking distance.
So after the extra point, it is 41-28 with 1 minute and 3 seconds left on our clock. Onside kick upcoming, and unfortunately it's the one that everybody expects. And Norman North, they're going to put their hands team out. They're going to try to solve what is the remainder of the ball game.
Okay, at the bottom of the formation, you see Tayshawn at the bottom. He'll get in a sprinter stance. So what they'll do, you'll get that 1-2 big hop, and we'll try to get to the Tayshawn.
There's a quick scoop of the ball for no problem. And Norman North recovering the onside kick with 1 minute 2 seconds left will take this one to zeros here in just a moment. And overall, it is the story of the second half, as it has been for a lot of these games here this year, in favor of Broken Arrow, sometimes not in favor. We go back to the Fayetteville game at home here. That was a story of the second half that didn't work out for Broken Arrow, and we haven't seen that here at home since that game. And tonight, it's going to be another one on the list.
Well, and like I said, I mean, Norman North made the better adjustments in the second half. I mean, you come in, you're up by 3. They did what they had to do. They took control of the game, and that's something that Broken Arrow, our guys have to understand that, you know, you could be down at halftime, but you need to come in and take control of the game. And these games like this against a team that's winless, you have to win games like this. You got to come out, you got to punch kids in the mouth to keep punching them and keep punching them. You got to take control of the game.
Eshelman will run it wide right side. He's going to keep going. Eshelman might want to get all the way into the end zone if he can. And Broken Arrow will see him do so, and they'll get into the end zone. Eshelman, expecting to just run the ball out wide to the right side, finds himself in the end zone for a touchdown. My goodness.
That is nowhere near good. And I apologize for being critical right here, but that's just giving up. You allowed them to they're trying to run out the clock. Basic play, quarterback run game. He's looking at what he looks at, and he sees he has an opening, and he's going to turn the Jets on. You got to stop him. So somebody's got to stop him on that play. So that's just not good.
Blocked here in front, and whistles were blown as the block ensued. 50.9 to go, and, well, we'll get to see the offense again. Didn't expect to do so, but at the end of the day, if you're head coach Josh Blankenship, you probably didn't want to see your offense again today. You wanted to see the defense go out and finish strong just like the offense did, getting into the end zone on the reverse side. Tonight we look at the board, and we don't see or recall really a lot of stops from this defense, unfortunately.
No, we don't. Not in the second half. But, I mean, to me, this is another one. Let's go out here and let's get another touchdown. Obviously, Norman North is going to be playing their prevent defense as we call Rocky in our case. I mean, they'll have their 5 DBs lined up in a straight line, not letting anything get over their head. I mean, we've shown that we can get past their secondary a couple times on the last drive. So let's go ahead and put it back in the end zone again.
Well, they'll have 50 seconds to do so. So at least a relatively exciting sequence that we'll get down the stretch in this game that we weren't expecting. 20-point game once again turns into a 19-point game instead because of the blocked extra point. St. Matthews Boudreaux and Octavian Roberson back to return. We'll see which one gets the chance to do so, or if neither do. Low kick, it bounces and it'll bounce out of bounds. So there you have it. The flag will occur. And a little bit more cushion room to take your shots downfield and try to get some kind of points out of the end of this ball game.
I mean, you have 3 timeouts. To me, I mean, you don't want to tell your kids that we're just going to run the clock out and go to the house with this. I mean, I would want to see Blank and his staff continue to fight, show the kids that we have fight, because there's situations that we could be in and down the road, and this is one of those situations where, I mean, you're literally in a practice situation right here, and go down, let's score, put another 6 points on the board, get the field goal, put 7, and go to the house and make correction for next week.
Prevent defensive scenario. September runs a lot in these spots just to pick up the yards they need. It's going to be thrown to Deshaun Jordan this time, and the whistle finally occurs. That took quite a while and some time off the clock there, it would seem. So, trying to get quickly to the line.
Get quickly to the line.
Josh Blankenship wants bodies moving.
Oh, and this is why I talk about body language. I mean, guys, I know you're down right here, but this is body language.
Throw by Satemba. Tayshawn Jones-Wade steps by a couple of bodies and stiff arms his way to the 30. Impressive little film there for Tayshawn Jones-Wade by the end of tonight.
At 18 seconds left, I still like to see the fight, try to get it into the end zone right here.
$18 on the clock, Satemba. Calm in the pocket for now. Roberson will make the catch, slips up a bit, so he'll go down. Quickly, they've got to get to the line and make a play. Timeout called, most likely upcoming.
Looks like he's going to run it out.
A little run out. So, nobody called that timeout. Ball was snapped. Satemba has to pick it up. Last play of the ball game. It's thrown towards the end zone and pops off of a helmet and will hit the turf. That will end the night. It is 47-28 as the final score this evening. Broken Arrow dropping to what is now 2-2 in district play. They are overall 3-4 on the campaign. Norman North picks up their first win of the season. And their first district win at that, they advance to 1-6 overall and 1-3 in district play. As we'll look at some of the numbers here tonight, but of course your overall impressions just as a storyline here this evening.
You came out the way you came out. I feel that we didn't have that killer mentality to start the game, and I think that's what's missing right now in order to be a championship program. These kids have to understand. I mean, coaches do what they do. Coach put the game plan in, and it's the kids that got to go out there and execute it. And it's the kids that have to sit up there and go out there and have that killer mentality. Like, hey, we're up on this game. Let's go and put it in. Let's go and do it. Let's go do that. But obviously in the second half, things happen. Defensively, things happen. Even on that last touchdown run by Norman North, that's unacceptable in my opinion. Norman North is trying to run the clock out, go home, get a victory, and you give up a big play like that. So to me, that just shows that we still have a lot of growing to do in this program. And, I mean, big ups to Norman North. They come up to Turnpike. They're winless. We both have said it off air and in our preview show. They're not an 0-6 team. Right now they're 1-6, but they looked a lot better than the team we faced last week. They were a lot more physical. They came out. They wanted it more, and that's why we have the score we have it tonight.
Looking at the second half, I think everybody's going to remember what they saw last, and that is that second half. But the scoreline of 24 points put up in just the second quarter alone for Norman North. They took that 24-21 lead into halftime as they were outscored 7-0 in the first. That ultimately is the difference maker here tonight. 24 of those 47 points put up in just frame number 2.
In frame number 2, and you get the ball coming out of halftime. And to me, that's just perfect. Hey, guys, let's settle down. Let's make our adjustments. This is what we're going to do in the second half. And you get stopped. And next thing you know, Norman North goes on their run. And at that point, the character of a team, and I'll say it again, the character of a team, the character of the individuals out there, they got to go out there. And sometimes it's on the players. Like I always say, it's a player-led program. You know, sometimes as a player, as a captain or a leader, you got to reel your troops in and say, hey, guys, we got to take control of this. Like, this is our game. We have to take control. And I've not seen that on the sidelines, and I think that's what these boys in that locker room have to do. This is your program. Have some pride. Play the game the way it's supposed to be played, and take control and beat teams that you're supposed to beat.
Well said. Certainly to wrap up our night, it is on the road at Union next week. You'll want to tune into that one. Adam Hildebrand will be on the call along with Maurice Wallace, as it'll be a fun one for sure. Looking at some of the final numbers, 21 for 30 tonight for Jeremiah Satemba through the air, 231 yards of work, 1 touchdown as well, completion percentage of perfectly 70%. Owen Eshelman on the Norman North side of things, 255 through the air, 3 touchdowns and the 1 interception on the second drive of the game for that offense. On the ground, it was Octavian Roberson putting up 130 yards and a touchdown. Jeremiah Satemba, 2 rushing scores on the ground for 99 yards, so just 1 shy of those 3 digits. Caden Lawless putting up 30 himself and 22 on the ground for Corey Sango. That'll wrap it up for us tonight. We want to thank those joining us, of course, on ArrowVision, those here locally in the BA market, as well as those in the Norman North market. For myself, Luke Hamilton, Maurice Wallace, Madison Dildine downstairs, as well as Blake Shy and Antonio Hurling helping out with the production behind the scenes. We thank you this evening for having joined us, and have a great rest of your night. We'll see you next week for Union.